Good evening, one and all. It's Wednesday, it's the middle of the working week. That, of course, means it's time for us to jump in to some more of our favourite game. It's some good old Warframe. Hello and welcome, one and all. Max and Madge, can you seriously not even wait me to switch to this screen before typing that? I mean, really now? You're wanting a ticket on the starting soon screen? Right there and then. There you are. Have your tickets. Have your tickets. And Kahl, cheers for the hydrate. That is a very fresh cup of tea. That is very hot. We'll have just a teeny tiny sip on that one for now. Just right now. In any case, hello there, Ladybug, hello there with a fang, hello Max Badge, hello Kahl, hello Andrew, hello Balbell, hello Vlad, how are we all doing? Hello Slayer, hello Trekkie, hello Ridiculous. How is everyone doing today? It's been absolutely pissing it down here. It has been raining so damn much over the last few days. Honestly, it is bonkers, and it doesn't just constantly rain at the moment. No, you get patches of perfect dryness where the skies actually begin to part the clouds. You're like, oh, this actually looks like a nice day, and then 10 minutes later and you might as well have grey wallpaper on your windows because you can't bloody see beyond the thick wall of rain coming down. It's mad. So yeah, it's been a very cold and very wet day. But what's new? It's winter in, well, autumn, I suppose. It's autumn in the UK. Of course it's cold and wet. That's how we do. Hello, Zomse. Again, been playing Hollow Knight again. Oh, fair do. I couldn't get into it, I'll be honest. I just couldn't get into it. Oh, fair enough. It looks like we got a couple of people sending some messages. Sortie, can I join? I think they wanted on today's Sortie, guys. Which is, if we have a quick look at that one there, we got a mobile defense with enemy elemental enhancement, an interception with energy reduction, and then an assassination on Europa, which is thankfully one of the faster assassinations. These two missions, not the fast ones. I mean, mobile defense is okay, interception is passable, but we'll get there. I think I heard a third message. Yep, that looks like we've got a full squad waiting to join in, so let's invite, and invite. There we go. Let's get a full squad up and running on this. Oh, I'm saying got 3 primes building. Nice. Always good to upgrade to some primes, absolutely. Oh, yes, indeed. And of course, as we're on a new week, chat, we have got a new Archon hunt, we've got new Kahl missions, so we're going through all the bits and pieces there. The Kahl mission objectives, I've heard, are on the better side of things. And of course, there is the new side boss fight, which is part of the objectives, so we'll be having a look at that later on today as well. There we are, look at that, we've got a full squad all ready to go. The BFG 9000, we've got some more of the Guvek, and we've got a Felarx. And I'm bringing, of course, my trusty Tenet Envoy, because it kind of slaps. It kind of slaps. I mean, elemental enhancement will make that weaker, but overall it mostly kind of slaps. Overall it do mostly kind of slap. Also, I think my Twitch UI is bugging out. What has happened on that side? Let me see if I can force a refresh. Do I have to refresh the whole bloody thing? No, okay, there we are. Don't know what was going on that side. Everything just kind of seized up for a moment. Home defense and interception is like it's made for Protea. It's certainly a more defensive set of missions we got here. Take a spot and just hold it. But it doesn't stop me from just using Wukong. Let's go. Right, yeah. There, boy. And you know what? As much as this is designed to be used with the Felarx, I could still add some void damage on here as well for my Envoy. I say designed for the Felarx. I'd put it onto my Wukong for things like the Felarx. But I can still use it with the Envoy. It still slaps. I mean, I had to let it get my shields down, just to give them the idea it could get somewhere before I just disintegrated it with a rocket launcher to the face, you know. Give the robots a little bit of hope before we show there's no chance of an uprising.
Bapanada.
Bapanada. I mean, the bot handled that surprisingly well for not a word. Zom, thank you very, very much there for resubscribing up to 10 months now. Double digits! You're up to your double digits, Zom. Really do appreciate it, thank you. I'll give you a sip of the tea, but again, it's still very fresh, so... dainty little sip, because I do not want to be neither in my I'm out on turret right now. That would be not do. We'll stick to murdering corpus. That is always good to do. Definitely always good to do.
Area completed.
Alright, one area sorted. Are they going to grab that or am I? I'm grabbing it. Let's go.
Get to a terminal.
I suppose Wukong does have the freest mobility here to just kind of get to the point before everyone else. No matter the terrain. What else we got in squad here? We got Protea, Neja Protea. Well, there you go then. There you go. I am definitely in the mobility frame right now. Wukong be like, must be boring to be slow. How about I defy the mission mechanics and make this mission easy? You said defy the mission mechanics? Yeah. Because oh. Hey, we got a void proc and then they started firing, so they hurt themselves. Normally if I'm landing a void proc, the enemy's already dead as well, so you don't get that very often. I know this mission's called Mobile Defense, but honestly, with how far you can head away from the consoles at Sortie tier, it's more like mobile re-extermination. Temporarily relocated extermination? I don't know, something like that. We're not doing so much defending as just absolute slaughter. Which still fits the bill, it's just... yeah. Sorry for bad English? Oh, don't be too sorry about bad English. Don't you worry about it. If anything, were you bad English? Aside from misspelling must.
Keep moving.
No? I was making a point about defy being the name of the ability as well, that's all. Right, someone else has got the objective thingamajiggy, and I just took a loop that I didn't mean to, but there we go. What happens when you don't pay full attention to the map? Oh hey, this guy wants to die. You know what? Later. There we go. And we're out. Got a question. On Lavos, is 90% duration bad for extra 40% strength? Going minus duration is a pretty poor idea on Lavos. Because when you're using Lavos, every status effect, not just the ones from his abilities, every single status effect you deal has its duration modified by your duration. So if you go for 90%, what you've just done there is you brought down the duration of a normal status proc from 6 seconds to 5.4, which means in most cases you'll be taking off a tick of damage. Now, sure, if the enemy's dying within 1 second, then it's probably not a problem in the first place, but you are still taking away from your stuff. And usually if you're min-maxing to that level, it's because you're wanting the status proc to actually land their damage. I would be cautious about dropping duration, even below 100% on levels. I would be cautious about it.
It's going down, kids.
Hello, Krakens, how you doing? I'm trying to think exactly what strength stat you're trying to achieve there. The extra 40%. So let's see. How are you going about this? You're losing supposedly just 10% duration, but 40% strength. I'm not sure what one mod can do that. No. Unless that's your final result. You go here, let me see. Yeah, because Transfer Fortitude is 55, but Intensify is 30, so that's only plus 20%. Sorry, 25%. But it's not that you're doing. Let me think. Is there a 15% duration mod? I think like either Neera's or Amar's or Boreal's Hatred, one of those might be duration, but that'd be a second mod. What exactly are you doing there for extra 40% strength, but minus 10% duration? Because otherwise you're taking off a lot more than just 10%. About to say, so I'm talking about not max transient fortitude and put Archon Crystal for extra duration to make it 19 instead of 80. Okay, well, getting yourself up to 90 from 80 is already a big deal, because yeah, you're still throwing away duration again and again and again. It mostly matters down to what you're using it for, though, Baldel, because naming a frame only gets us 3/4 of the way. I don't actually know what your full build is. I don't know what missions you're intending to build for. I don't know if you are infusing any abilities, if you have what Archon shards where to amplify that build, what weapons you are synergizing with, what you are trying to achieve. All of that matters to a build, which is why a very general question is going to get a very general answer. My very generalist of general answers for Lavos is go watch the Lavos guide and the follow-up on the Swift Bite Augment and use that build, because as a general build that works. If you're changing from the general build I've created, you must have a reason, and that reason needs to be followed up with an explanation. Then we can discuss it, really. Otherwise, we're just kind of getting stuck on half details. As I asking, should I get the blue paint? Okay, for starters, where the fuck are you putting the paint? Thoughts on frames with special mechanics like Lavos or Hildren? How do you mean special mechanics? Because I know that Lavos and Hildren don't have energy. But are you just asking for my opinion on just Lavos and Hildren? Or what? Are you asking for the opinion on the energy, on how they play, on their abilities, on the decision to have names which have the L in there somewhere? Again, another one of those. I'm not sure what you're asking. As I'm saying, assuming you've formed it already, I'd actually suggest Archon Intensify. More strength of the proc that isn't too hard to meet is Lavos. Without dropping duration. Archon Intensify does work quite nicely, yeah. Yeah, Lavos is one of the very few that can use Archon Intensify. The problem is actually getting it to proc. But if you can get it to proc reliably enough, then yeah. But I'd say naming the primer. Now you see me, and the main weapon, now you don't. Okay. Renaming your weapons. Fair. Hit Renewer at work, set the stream muted per usual, got replacement phone today. Well, you got your replacement. Nice. Also on the hydrate. Cheers. But I'd say going back to talking about special mechanics, the ability cast being different, like using shields for energy or having cooldowns. I don't have a broad general opinion. I'm not sure what kind of Twitter hot take you're looking for on that one, sorry. Their frames operate in a different fashion. That way of playing allows you to create a different playstyle around that. But it's no more different than other frames that have different energy demands, like how Grendel has a very high energy demand, how Revenant in the Spin to Win build has a very high energy demand. But then you look at other stuff like Grendel with the Gormand Ornament or Revenant not playing Spin to Win, and it's not a high energy demand. And that changes the way of casting as well. With Lavos, you've got cooldowns, but then you can also build around efficiency, swift bite, and transmutation probe to reduce those cooldowns. Or you can say, fuck you to the idea of cooldowns. Let them be whatever they are, don't build efficiency whatsoever, so you don't look to use transmutation probe, and you can still absolutely slap with his abilities. You just don't cast them as often, you don't focus as much on the fourth ability. Just a frame having a feature isn't the whole concept, because nothing in this game is a single stat. But it's hard to really have just an opinion on different mechanics like that. It's how it all comes together that creates how something plays. If you want the best example of that, I would say look towards Hydroid and Korra. Hydroid has an ability which, when set up correctly, can heal him. So does Korra. Hydroid has an ability which can suspend enemies and get additional loot from them. So does Korra. Hydroid has an ability which can perform a type of crowd control. So does Korra. Hydroid has abilities which can deal damage. So does Korra. Lots of similarities there. Out of the two, which one is the better frame? You would struggle to find anyone seriously saying that Hydroid is in any way better than Korra. You'd really struggle. So it's not the mechanic that makes them, not an individual mechanic. The Warframe is far, far more than that. It's hard to really have an opinion on just a general concept of casting abilities in a different way. How it plays is what matters. Alright, let's get these sites all up online. There we go. Oh, I would have liked to jump out, but apparently the inception point said no, so I'm just going to take the long way. Alex saying, hypothetically, Hydroid should be the better frame because he can do innate corrosive ticks. The game doesn't work that way. Well, yeah, the game doesn't work that way. Innate corrosive ticks means absolutely diddly squat. Something being a damage type is, again, the same as saying, well, this frame doesn't use energy. That means diddly squat. It is a facet. Again, it's going back to the same blue paint. Oh, this frame should be better because it has blue paint. That's what it's basically saying. It's like, okay, blue paint for what? If your task is to paint a wall red, blue paint is useless to you. That's the whole point, is that you can't look at things on an individual basis. You have to bring it all together. Is it doing corrosive damage, or is it doing corrosive procs? How many corrosive procs? How easily can you apply it? How much energy is it going to cost you? What is the area that it is affecting? With those corrosive procs, are they going to continue sacking all the way up to the status cap? Is it going to render the enemies unable to attack in the process and make it more easy to apply what you need to do? Is it a one-handed cast? All these things that come together. Battle Elsa, I've done the build in your video. I've not used the helmet to change any abilities. Instead of using adaptation, use the Transit Fortitude. Okay, so you got a lawless tank. And I do not have any useful arcanes if that matters. Yes, that does matter because that also changes your ability to tank. You've taken out a tank mod. Oh dear, people are losing their points. You've taken out a tank mod, and also you don't have, as you put it, useful arcanes. That's another part of your tank. So you are really low on the tank front compared to my build. Really, really low. Because you don't have the passive health regeneration, and you don't have the 90% damage reduction from adaptation. Those two do kind of matter. I think I have adaptation on right now. I just noticed I don't have any stacks. Can something alive shoot me, please? I want to make sure I definitely have adaptation on right now. You there. Stop looking at other things. Yeah, there we are. Was he dealing blast damage to me? Oh, shit. Ah, he's doing blast. Well, there we go. The more you know. Whatever those guys are shooting, it's blast damage. The arcane you're using is multi-efficiency. Okay. You've got 6% multi-efficiency. I mean, 6%. Might be worth investing in just, you know, outright getting some arcanes. If that's all you've got to hand, but you're trying to optimize Lavos, you've got some work to do, yeah. Arcanes make a lot of difference. Ridiculous. So, are you looking forward to AoE self-damage return? Are you concerned that it may be too broad? If not like the primary feat, concerned about nuking myself primers like Epitaph. So, it's a mixed bag. It's a mixed bag, and that mixed bag mostly comes down to how does DE actually implement it? Because we don't actually have the information. We seem to have a lot of information, but for starters, they said it was all just a work in progress. We don't actually know what the end result will be, even if it would be like what they showed. But secondly, they only showed a part of it all. How much damage does in what they showed in the dev stream, or prime time, whichever one it was, I think it was dev stream, how much damage does a point blank high damage weapon like Lieutenant Envoy here do? Of your total health and shields, with a high damage weapon like this, how much would it do? You just fire at your feet under the change they're pushing there. I'm sure most of you can answer that question because they told you it on stream. So I'm saying all shields 75% health? Okay, well, I believe they just said 75% of your hit points, so leave you at half health. All shields and half health. But that opens up a hell of a lot of questions straight away. Is it going to be 75% of the total of your health and shields? Which means then if you have more shields than health, you'll lose less health overall. If you have a lot more shields than health, it might not even break your shields. Or would it be, as Zom suggests, all your shields and then some of your health? Like it's designed up, it will just take out your shields. You're more worried about other players running in front of your shot? So Dee said that there'll be a reduction on that as well, but you need to understand the basics before you can get into the specifics, like someone runs in front of your shot. Start with the basics. How do you get arcanes? Where would you start? You'd start with the wiki and figure out what arcanes are available, mate. Honestly, best place to start. Just go through the wiki, the list of arcane enhancements, see what's available, and then see what you want to work towards or purchase outright. Because this game will do absolutely nothing in-game to let you know what your options are. And then you'll be fiddling around with nothing. So, to bring to my point on the 75%, let's just make that clear for a moment. Dee showcased a bit where the person who fired at their feet with no other protections in place, they took 75% of their total health and shields in damage, okay? What happens then if you are at 50% of your maximum hit points? So you've got no shields and you've got just your health, and your health and shield pool is meant to be equal. You're at 50% flat. How much damage do you take? I wonder if anyone can actually answer that question who doesn't work for DE. No shields, all your health, so you're at half of your total hit points. How much damage do you take? Firing point blank at your feet. And I'll tell you what the answer is before anyone gets all crazy about it. We're coming up with ideas. Unless you can give me a source otherwise, DE didn't actually say. There's all this discussion about self-damage and what do we think about Dee's implementation. They never actually said what the implementation is that they were looking at there. They showed in one case if you're at full health and shields. But they didn't go into the specifics. So you can't really have a proper informed opinion on it when you don't actually know, would it take off 75% of your existing health pool, or would it take it off from the max, in which case if you are anywhere below 75% of your total, you'd one-shot yourself. Would it get to the point, if it was indeed of your existing health, would it mean that you could keep on firing at your feet so long as you're not taking damage? Why would I not recommend Transit Fortitude instead of Adaptation? So for the little bit of strength that you gain from not fully ranked Transit Fortitude, that little bit of strength, you've taken away 90% of your damage resistance and you've reduced your duration to the point you need an Archon shard to even begin fixing some of it. The positives versus the negatives there. If you're in very low level missions, there you don't need to tank, then you don't need to tank, sure. But if you are not in low level missions, if your adaptation is flaring up, then taking away 90% damage reduction is kind of a big deal. The health tank frame, what I'm talking about. Do I have a dream scenario for the AoE self-damage implementation? I don't have a dream scenario I can reference for you, no. Even if I did have one, it would take at least an hour to explain because there are so many factors involved. Especially with the way that this game is designed. I'll be honest, I don't think there is a one clean dream implementation that can be done in Warframe, because Warframe itself is so... what's the word? Dynamic. Let's go with dynamic. There is no incentive for me to bring a weaker weapon to a weaker mission other than choosing to add challenge. There's zero incentive. But likewise, I can't just stay at the high levels all the time because a lot of content, like this sortie right here, is a low-level mission. Or mid-level. These are mid-level missions. Let's not call them low-level. A friend of mine, currently like MR 8 or 9, he would not look at these and go, they're low-level. These are mid-level. But the point is that a loadout that I have put together, which is designed to handle the steel path, can more than handle these and absolutely dominate the star chart. How do you balance that? Good luck. It's the answer on that one. Good luck on creating a dream scenario there. Dynamic snap description, because they update the game frequently. Well, it wasn't exactly what I meant, but yes, there's also that. The point is that you have to, just like with saying, is this mechanic of a Warframe good or bad? What's your opinion on it? You have to consider the whole thing. Likewise with AoE damage and the whole discussion around that, you have to consider the whole thing. That's why I made a whole video on the topic. It wasn't something I could put out a tweet about and go, well, I think the Kuva Brahma should have this. Job done. That's not how it works. That's definitely not how it works. You can't just have a tweet level opinion on something as far reaching as the AoE meta as it has become. I say about the core aspect of just how much damage you'll be doing because that's not covered. And they talk about the 75% damage cap. Okay, so if that's the 75% damage cap, how is the damage calculated? Because you see, back in the day when we had self-damage, it was you deal your damage to yourself. But here's the problem, is that if they add in a 75% damage cap, okay, well let's take Banshee. Let's take Banshee for a second here. Banshee, as I have them set up at the moment with a little bit of health regen, they basically have Feckle tank. They have a shield pool of 300 and a health pool of 660, and that's because I slapped on them Vitality, I believe, to give them a little bit more survivability because, frankly, this frame needs it. They also have Adaptation, but Adaptation is not going to save her from jack shit because enemies aren't typically using Viral. If I have a Viral loadout, Adaptation is not going to kick in time. With that armor is giving, as it says there, 29.4% damage reduction, so roughly speaking, I have about 1,000 effective health, 300 shields, 1,300 damage. You take 75% of that, it's going to be somewhere in the region of about 1,000 damage is the cap. What AoE weapon deals less than 1,000 damage? What AoE weapon that anyone is trying to use deals less than 1,000 damage? The answer is there isn't one. If you're trying to deal AoE damage to the point that you matter in the meta, you're dealing more than 1,000 damage. So that means that Banshee here could use absolutely every single AoE weapon with the exact same drawback if the 75% is just a cap on how much self-damage you can do. Epitaph for priming? Yeah, ridiculous. Not using Epitaph for damage at that point, are you? That's why I said for damage. So then if we head on over to Lavos here, now the story is completely different. Lavos, as I have them set up, 2,140 health, armor here providing 83.7% damage reduction straight up right there. So this is going to be at minimum, well, that's well over 10,000 effective health. And frankly, it's going to go higher still than that if Adaptation has the opportunity to kick in, which it can do. Once you're up at that tier, you absolutely can do. But at that point then, how much damage are we dealing to ourselves? What weapons are we using? Where is the scaling coming in? If the cap is hard set at 75%, does that mean that all of my tank there has actually achieved all of nothing? We don't have those answers. Because the return of self-damage is just a headline at the moment. The return of self-damage. Subtitled, DU showcase a possible partial implementation of self-damage on a dev stream. Details to follow in the future. That's the entire article right there. You can't have a full opinion on that. Right, we'll say Lavos is 10k HP is not much against 1 mil red crits. Exactly, yeah. Exactly. And so it just scales and scales and scales. Like, what is their goal? How are they attempting to get to that goal? What are the specifics of the implementation that they are going for? And how does that affect the entire roster of soon-to-be 51 Warframes and bajillions of weapons? Well, at least hundreds of weapons. Wait, hundreds or thousands? I think it's hundreds. Yeah, we're definitely at hundreds. Haven't quite reached the 1,000 mark. So, a change can be anything. As my country very well knows, not to get too political, but as my country very well knows, if you give people the option of keep things as they are or change things to something else with no further explanation, if people are even slightly unhappy with things as they are, they will choose, give me something else. That's how people work, because they'll see the give me something else and start creating what that something else is, filling in the gaps, rather than a lot of the time doing the necessary thing of asking, well, what is going to change then? What are the details? Work it through. That's why I don't have much of an opinion on DE's AoE implementation, because it's not a finished implementation. We don't have the details about what they would try to do. And to have an opinion on that will frankly be jumping the gun. And I know plenty of other creators do so. They love putting out tweets about whatever, videos, speculative ideas, riling up concerns and worries, and this, that, the other. I like to see how things are actually going to be. More often than not. I've done a video or two here or there trying to talk about things before they get implemented, and surprise, surprise, they're different. And so the video is pointless. So yeah, that's how it kind of sits when it comes to the AoE self-damage return. We need to know what's actually going to happen to get there. Jazzbot, cheers. We need to actually know. And once we know, then we can have a discussion. Alright, Zoma's requested a speedrun Nova for the assassination. Well, it just so happens, if I recall correctly, this slightly janky, not quite build here is a bit of a speedy one because it's entirely designed around very efficient portals, which also give a speed boost. That is the entire design here. I don't know if we can strength boost this. I don't know. Check. Does that make the speed faster? It does not. That's why I haven't got any strength then. So it's entirely around the idea of just these portals will make you go faster. I am going to switch out Archon Grace here because you ain't going to survive long enough for that to work. This was made before Molt Reconstruct existed, so I'm going to switch in that. And there we go. That's a build. That is a build. That's what I'm saying. I'm still waiting for PvP to be reworked. If you want to play PvP, I highly recommend playing a different game. I'm also strongly against games trying to be everything because they tend to suck at it. Because a team that is focusing on one thing can't just spend a few minutes doing an entire other team's job better. Or even just the same. I would seriously be disappointed in Warframe if they spent resources trying to fix the PvP that is Conclave, rather than focusing on what is their core game, and let other games do PvP. I would be disappointed, because they clearly do not have the resources to just throw around onto side projects like that. I would genuinely be disappointed. Unless the results came through absolutely sparkling, I'd be wondering what we could have had instead. Prediction time, you're very right, Korokov. Yeah, let's get the mission started, and let's get the prediction up as well. What reward will we get from today's sortie, guys and gals? What reward are we going to get? Is it going to be an NASA sculpture? Is it going to be a ribbon? A booster? A legendary core? Is it going to be any of the other options on there? Former, perhaps? Archon reactor or catalyst? Make your prediction by clicking that blue spanner icon at the bottom of your chat window there. We'll see what we get. Imagine being able to play team deathmatch of operators. I'm trying to think of how much Warframe would change. Like, the mechanics of the game would have to change just to allow that to work, and I don't like it. I don't like how much I'd have to think about changing here. Also, oh, it's this tile set, of course it is.
Their interest and investments. We need to shut them down for good. The new Raptor
Oops, that was slightly badly placed portal, my bad.
Underground. A crashed freighter on the surface has been masking its location. I fear they have developed even more deadly Raptor prototypes here.
Nearly fell out of the map there. Can I sneak it through here?
The production facility is entirely automated.
I cannot. Come on! That should get me through.
The assembly line. We'll have to figure out how to destroy it.
What's the point of those gaps there if I can't cast portals through them? Come on.
The Corpus developing more advanced robotics. If the Corpus are building newer Raptors,
I am spamming these portals a little bit, so I don't know if my teammates are able to grab onto some of them, but yeah, it'll be fine.
The Corpus are using a gravity conveyor system to move product up to the surface.
The extreme cold slowing us down as well. It's not fun. Hello Raptors, I am Nova, I am here to hurt you. Ow, I am being hurt by your friends. This might kill me. This is a no-tag frame and they are hurting me. More hurt. Alright, let's grab that. Oh, who else grabbed it? Okay.
Well done.
Do I care to explain why Hepit is a significant node? I can do that in a moment. In a moment. I think that fell in? No, it did not. It fell on the edge again. Honestly, this extreme cold is making me feel like I'm lagging slightly. It just feels weird with the slow movement.
Massive internal damage to their facility. Keep it up. I'm picking up huge subterranean implosions below ground. Well done, Tenno. Exfiltrate immediately.
Ta-da! There you go, Zom. I hope that's what you're hoping for. Just as fast as we could. Alright, so Hepit. Hepit is the tier 1 void mission for capture, if I recall correctly. So, capture missions are very fast missions to do. You've got one singular unit to kill, basically. You reduce their hit points to 0 and then capture them. So, the actual mission objective is absolutely tiny. Also, we got a river mod. Hurrah! Looks like only 2 people thought a river was going to happen today. So, there you are, Coxmus. You're getting back over 16 times as many spanners as you put in. That is quite the win right there. There you go, my dude. Yeah, Hepit is a very quick mission to run. So what it means then is thereafter you can focus on all the benefits of the Void. And the Void comes with 2 key benefits. One is Archon crystals. That's where you need to get Archon crystals from. There are other sources, but that's pretty much the primary one. The second benefit is that every single Void mission, all of them pay out relics. The non-endless ones will just give you a guaranteed relic at the end of a mission. And Hepit here, being the capture one, it's the fastest mission to run, which means it's the fastest source of that relic drop table. Its counterpart, Ukko, is the other one which gives out very fast relics. You'll get Lith relics and Aya here. You'll get Mio and Nisa relics plus Aya here. So it's a very, very fast output of those relics, and the Aya for vaulted relics. It used to be the actual vaulted relics, but of course that changed. So it is a source of Archon crystals where you can just speed through. As soon as you've got what you need, you're out. And it is a source of relics very, very quickly. Those 2 bits together with no other requirements on yourself other than go fast makes it amazing. You put a Void Fisher on top of that, and it allows you to open those relics in a very short time frame as well. So that's why there's a lot going for it there, Shazbot. That's why there's a lot going for Hepit, because well, it's very fast, gives relics, gives Archon crystals, and can open the relics too when the opportunity presents itself. What's not to love? So there we are then. Alright, we are now on to today's, well, this week's Archon hunt. I should probably have a look as to what hunt there is. Yeah, you can usually get a 1-minute run on the capture missions there. Usually a minute. You can get faster if you're really adept at it, but then there's going to be times where it's forced slow or something just goes wrong. So the average will typically be about an hour. An hour? A minute. Alrighty, we've got a mobile defense to get started with. Mobile defense. Now I have got bonuses to strength on Caliban here and to the damage of my Comac. Ooh, that's tasty. That is tasty, although it's against the Corpus, where we don't really need Caliban anywhere near as much. So I might just not do that, but I can still bring my Comac because it will benefit from plus damage. It is plus rather than multiplicative, but it's still fun. I don't really use my Comac all that much these days, which is a bit sad. My wave ending in 2 weeks just appeared. It did. Ah! So it did. That's very strange for that to be a midweek.
Who's it gonna be?
But yeah, that has just popped up. That's very interesting. Okay. I would have expected some kind of announcement with that first. I don't remember seeing any announcement. But yeah, I guess it's ending in 2 weeks. Oh. That's going to upset my friend. We lost someone. I guess you've already done the Archon hunt, that's fine. Alright, mobile defense. Let's see, what can I bring for the mobile defense? What do I want to bring for it this time? I don't use enough Zephyr. Where's my Zephyr? I definitely do not use this frame enough for how powerful they are these days. So let's bring a Zephyr to this show. We got decent strength. Where's my strength mostly going? The strength is mostly on the projectile flight speed, isn't it? And the speed buff. I suppose I can still stick with the strength, but it's not really necessary. Let's see. I have already got a reasonable amount of duration on here. Yeah, I got Constitution as well. I was wondering where the rest of my duration came from. Didn't see that mod there. Yeah, I'll just stick with the build as shown there, using Jetstream because enhancing projectiles. If I'm using Jetstream, I'll stick with the Foreman because might as well get the double dip bonus right there. So that'll work just fine, and that will help us hold the point. I will also equip Carrier with Verglass now. Alright, we'll set this to friends and invite only. We don't need any randoms coming in and just having a blapping it. Witherfang is also out. Okay, cool. You know what? Maybe Karakop and I shouldn't just do this on our ones. Just on the off chance. Maybe not. If it's going to be 3 of us, it'll be fine, but, you know. Karakop and I, we have a bit of a history when it comes to doing these missions, don't we, Karakop? Shazbot asking... Ooh, you're coming in with all heavy questions today. Do I consider Rebecca's, I don't know if she ever goes by Becca, but Rebecca's decisions on the game changes as fairly healthy and actually good for Warframe game overall, unlike with Steve? Wow, that is loaded. I'm not actually going to answer that one, sorry. I'm genuinely not going to answer that one because I don't follow enough of the changes to know who is behind any which given one. Warframe is developed as a team effort. I'm not going to put one lead, as it were, above another on that. Because I simply don't know enough to weigh in on such a decision. So, with the Turbulence mod, the reason I pointed out with the Foreman is the effect on projectile speed means the Foreman shot goes a lot further. You can see that is reaching the back wall there. It goes further, it goes faster, and because it is going faster, the damage fall off on it is also reduced, or rather it kicks in later. So Zephyr's Augment here, for that defensive ability, actually improves the range of the Foreman, as well as anything else that acts in a similar fashion. So shotguns, things like gunblades, all of them be buffed. Your internet died for a sec? Ah, okay. I did wonder why you just dropped on us there, but fair enough. If you can run through this mission at the same time, we can pick you up if you're quick enough for the next mission. Otherwise, you'll just have to run that one on your own. Formula damage fall off? Yeah, the formula damage fall off. Absolutely nothing new about that one. Because the Foreman is a shotgun in shotgun mode. So it follows shotgun rules, it has a limited range, it has a fall off range. So you've got a point where it is doing lower damage and then the point where it reaches its lowest damage. And because that's where the bullet times out, that's where it just then stops being a thing. Free up this in a nice safe spot. And defense is online. Let's do this. Your question might have been quite opinionated. Yes, it was. But I'm afraid I can't give you an answer to anything anywhere near as broad as that. If you're asking me to assess and compare two different people's work in an industry that I'm not part of, so broadly as that, I cannot give you the answer you're looking for. It's just not doable. Not without being massively unfair to one or both of them. Let's not get set on fire. This is a very low defense build, so I'm very good at dodging attacks because of turbulence. But anything that gets through that, or if I let my turbulence drop, I am screwed. It's all about managing the enemies here. Speaking of screwed, our random has decided to start dying. Are they in a spot I can safely revive them? Well, see, I remember to use operator. Yes.
We are finished here.
And
Move on.
looks like someone else was dying, but they managed to self-revive, so that's okay. We need to head out this way. Defensive zone up. Turbulence on. Enemies flat. I would like a tornado to come over this way. Oh dear, that is scary. Alright, I've got some shield gating now. I'm not sure where my tornadoes are hiding. I'm just going to bring them out again. It'd be nice if the tornadoes showed on a minimap so I'd know where they were sitting themselves. As far as I can tell, I can't tell until I see them. Any thoughts on the usefulness of the Kahl craft support ability? That being summon Kahl and 2 semi-random goons? Yeah, it's Kahl and two others. I've not really used it much because I prefer the Archon I one for just loot purposes. In terms of usefulness, it's really hard to say. Why was that so... It's really hard to say because we don't actually have stats for them. So again, it just comes down to testing it, giving it well, and I've not tested it and given it well.
The Archon's trail. The hunt can begin.
Alright, we've got the information. Let's get out of this mission because it's decidedly unsafe. The sooner we can not be here, the better. Shaz will say, maybe as a player then, are you looking forward with excitement for the future of Warframe, or do you feel like it might fall into a decline? Mate, if I thought Warframe was falling into a decline, I would be looking for an alternative line of work from making content solely focused on Warframe. I expect it to be around for quite a while yet. Sorry, Shazbot, but your questions are definitely coming across as doom and hot takes. Definitely getting that vibe there, and it's not a good way to approach a game. Definitely not a good way to approach a game. If I can turn this back to yourself, Shazbot, because you also asked about, let me just grab this here. You also said you were waiting for PvP to be reworked. You said that the level feels underwhelming despite how powerful the weapon is. You're looking for team deathmatch with operators. But at the same time, didn't understand the significance of Hepit. Jazzbot, do you enjoy Warframe? Do you enjoy Warframe? Or are you looking for someone to explain to you why you should enjoy it? Because I'll be honest with you, I've had a lot of people ask me a lot of questions about a lot of games over time, and you start to get a certain vibe. It feels like you're looking for something that isn't here. I might be wrong on that, but your questions are angled in the direction of trying to convince you of something you already feel. I might be wrong, but I'm getting that vibe. In any case, next we've got a survival to head on into. And you know what? Lavos is a great tank. So let's bring Lavos. And I'm going to switch this up with the Sport Lacer. Like I say, in your opinion, what would it take for something to dethrone Glaive Prime as best glaive? As best glaive? I mean, you've got AoE slash procs with no damage fall off. The Glaive Prime kind of occupies such a high spot. It is hard to challenge that without creating something that is just too good. Because Glaive Prime is already the best melee weapon in the game. There we are, Shazbot, yeah. So I'm feeling like I'm heavy on copium, really. kind of trying to validate my time investment, I do feel a little bit of burnout. There it is then, my dude. There it is. Let me reframe this for you. Let me reframe this for you very quickly. And this is important for everyone on everything ever in all of life entirely. Okay? So this is about to be a big thing I'm slamming your way. You ready? You don't need to validate your past by locking your future. Your past is your past, it happened, and what happened then, in effect, as far as we are concerned now, is always what was going to happen, because you, at every step of the way, you took the steps, you took the decisions, you made the choices based on the information you had at the time. If you were playing Warframe for loads and loads of hours at once, you were farming this, that, the other, that's because that's what you wanted to do, that's what you enjoyed. This was new to you, you were making your way through the waves of Warframe. And now you've reached this point, and you've just said to yourself there, you're trying to validate your time investment. How do you need to validate that? Your time is not invested, it's spent, it's a hobby. This isn't a career for you. You have enjoyed your hobby, you spent your time doing something that you enjoyed. Now the very last thing you want to do is sour that. The very last thing you want to do is to look back on time you have spent on yourself, on your entertainment, and to put yourself down for it. That would be a terrible thing to do. Look back at it, assess the value of it versus other forms of entertainment, perhaps. See if you were getting out of it what you needed, what you wanted, or if you were letting yourself get into a rut, and this applies to anything that can happen with. Sure, look back on it critically in those moments where you need to, but don't conflate a hobby with time investment like you would into educational work. Those are two entirely different things. So if you're feeling burnt out, stop. Just stop. I've put thousands of hours into a game called EVE Online. I put thousands of hours into a game called RuneScape. I put thousands of hours into a game called Team Fortress 2. All three of those games I have not touched in varying amounts of time, between months and years. They're just gone. I could go back to them as and when I want to, and as and when I want to has not come up in those months and years. Because I'm done. The time wasn't invested, it was spent. And if you find yourself looking at a game, you no longer enjoy it, don't make it worse for yourself. Don't ruin your memories of what you enjoyed. Allow yourself to have enjoyed it, and to now find something new to do. It's fine. I can't convince you that you enjoy Warframe, because it's not my choice. I can't give you the best game in the world, because I'm not even making games. Look for what exists and enjoy what exists. You'll find yourself far happier that way. Seriously, dude. Far, far happier that way. And as I say, crucially, don't put yourself down for enjoying something else in the past that just isn't doing the same today. Pick up a new hobby. A new game, or something else entirely. It's up to you. I believe it's a gambling advert in the UK, but you know, it still applies just generally. When the fun stops, stop. And just do something else. Alright! Let's switch up the deets on this. That's now just going to be Toxin, which is exactly what I'm looking for here. This is going to be a weapon to delete the corpus. I've still got corrosive on the glaive, so that will deal with the sentience. Any changes that I should make for the Archon? Do I have to open that when I have a guide on how to one-shot the Archon, Korokop? Really now? Really? Multi-shot, damage, crits, crit damage, radiation, more multi-shot, some cold thrown in. I'm assuming you have a toxin progenitor to turn that into viral. Deadhead, silent battery, only necessary on visible frames. Well, you can get Prime Ravage. That's what you can do. Upgrade this to Prime Ravage. And, yeah, jobs are good. It's pretty much what I directed you towards, right? Yeah, jobs are good. Also, it looks like Witherfang has got through that mission whilst we were all chatting away there. Perfect, come on in. We can have you back once again for mission number 2 of 3. Would I be willing to make a guide and companions on my YouTube channel? It is something I would like to get around at some point. It is something I would like to get around to, Thomas, absolutely. I can't say when, because companions is a huge topic to address. Absolutely huge. But we'll get there. I do intend to cover it at some point. In the meantime, one thing I can give you as a helping hand is the importance of the preset slots. In fact, I'm almost going to put that way around, just very quickly. So these slots here, these dash down slots or dash dot slots, they're known as presets. And these are basically things that your sentinel does, or your companion, any companion does. And it is crucial to know that these slots are actually in an order of priority. The further towards the left, or if it's on the higher row, then the higher that your sentinel will prioritize that. And this was very important because a friend of mine followed the advice of getting carry and getting the looter mod. However, he was saying that looter was not really working for him. It just didn't seem to be doing that much. I was like, how the hell is looter not doing much for you? You're a new player. It's going to be giving you a bajillion resources. Like, bruh. And so I watched some of his gameplay, and sure enough, it just, whenever he was engaged with an enemy, and the sentinel was engaging said enemy, it wasn't popping crates. He had to wait until after he killed the enemies, and then about half a second to a second later, then it would resume popping crates. And that's because he had looter here. After assault mode. After everything else going on. What this means is that the very last thing the sentinel will try to do is activate looter. So as if it's not having to revive itself, and it's not currently healing you, although that's passive, it can do that at the same time as something else. It's not currently shooting. Once it's done with everything else, then it can loot. Up it that way around. And this will be firing constantly. And that is the same for loads of different precepts. The precepts that you want to have happening as often as they can, they go top left. The precepts which are passive, you don't need to worry about. They can go bottom right. Medi-Ray, Vacuum, Prime Regen, that kind of stuff, they can go bottom right. You don't need to worry about them. But the ones which are active, things like Looter and Assault Mode, you need them in the order based on what you want your companion to focus on. So, it may not be a full video, but I can give you that information straight away because I'm sure a hell of a lot of people had no idea that was a priority in presets. Because again, the game doesn't tell you this stuff. Isn't that wonderful? Alright, let's do some surviving. Let's do some surviving. It's Jaden saying, love your content, keep up the good work. Thanks, my dude. Welcome into Twitch, by the way. Hope you enjoy your stay here just as much. And you might have just learned something right there, so a double win, eh? Blanco referencing Glaive Prime. So, as I was thinking, could there be some kind of gimmick? Maybe some support stat? People don't use Glaive Prime because it might support them in some way. People use Glaive Prime because it kills and nothing stands up to it. There isn't a stronger one. You don't think you have looter where can you get it? It is from Cephalon Samaris, or from players. 75,000 standing with Samaris. So it's not a cheap one to get hold of, and it only goes on to Carrier and Carrier Prime. But Samaris does have other preset mods, which are unique to other companions as well. So worth checking out Samaris' stock. He has quite a bit of stuff there, actually. Alright, so this is where we get the benefit of why I brought Toxin. Because of course, the Corpus can't handle it. Another benefit, I have brought the Spore Laser, which, because it is a kit gun, I can give it a battery, and therefore I will never ever run out of ammo. I mean, on Lavos with Looter, I also wouldn't run out of ammo anyway. But I now doubly am not running out of ammo because I don't even have to think about ammo. It just constantly is there. Which is kind of bonkers. I was going to say, well, hearing for the first time, typical, that's why you watch your stuff. Yeah, there is so much in Warframe that just is never even hinted at. Hey! Got this. This is one that surprised me because I just didn't know another way of playing. There we are. A friend of mine, who I am using kind of as a guinea pig as to what Warframe doesn't teach you, he was surprised to learn that melee weapons have heavy attacks. You might be thinking, how could you not know that? How could you not know heavy attacks are a thing? You just grab your melee weapon, and then you press secondary fire. You make a mouse button, right? Oh, that's not that thing. Apparently it never told him. Or if it did, it might have told him it in passing and then just called it a day and moved on. He never realised that the heavy attack was there and scaled off your combo bonus, and that's actually what combo is for, outside of the mods that scale off combo. All of that was unclear, and he was already MR7 when we had that discussion. Oh, someone's dying. Let's not have that die. Let's not have Karakop die. Karakop has a history of dying in every game on this channel, but let's, you know, still not have you die. Jesus, how far away are you? Holy dooly, I think I got there at the last second. How are you all the way over here? I'm gonna stick with him so he doesn't die to another lady. You didn't know that for the longest time as well? Yeah. Because this game is terrible at teaching you stuff. Also, very new, but cheers. Glaive Prime doesn't benefit from condition overload? True. Instead, Glaive Prime Explosion benefits from the heavy attack bonus, because it's a heavy attack. And therefore you can use things like Corrupt Charge, which is high efficiency, high combo gameplay, to get even more out of it. And whilst you're also using high combo, you can also get crit bonuses there. Jesus, we've got multiple discos at once? That's not fair. So I'd say, typically speaking, you don't need to worry about the plus damage not being as available on Glaive Prime through Condition Overload, because you can still get plenty of damage just generally, and it's still Slash, which still bypasses the biggest block to damage at high levels, Armor. Glaive Prime really is not a struggling weapon ever. Someone's pet that is down, so we don't need to worry about that. They can revive if they care about it. I will continue using my oh-so-fragile Sentinel, which isn't dead. Funny thing about Sentinels, they tend to stick with you rather than go wandering off and getting killed. Need to start learning to mod better. Pretty amazing how easy it goes destroying. The Spore Later is just ridiculously good. And it's better against the Corpus at the moment than it is against the Sentience, because I built it for the Corpus. But yeah, it's just good. And of course, with no self-damage, I can just kind of spam the shots, and you see how quickly it recharges. You get some weapons that recharge very slowly. This one, oh, first of all, let me get rid of you. Thank you. Watch this spam. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 shots. Recharge. Recharged. That recharge is actually faster than many weapons reload. It's stupid. So yeah, Spore Laser, it's a good weapon. You do need the Axe Charge Arcane to make it a reloading weapon, so recharging weapon. But even without that, it's bonkers. But with it, it practically feels like a GT. It really does. And this is with no damage boosting abilities. I haven't got Roar, I haven't got pretty much everything I could use for damage boosting. What have I got arcane-wise? I've got Grace and Consequence, so I've not even got a crit arcane of any sort. This is pure gun. But let's add in a little bit of abilities. Maximus, I remember starting out thinking melee on right mouse button instead of right joystick. And then melee spam ensued, and pressing buttons is way more enjoyable than pressing joysticks. Fair enough. I have no experience with Warframe on controller, so that's the same thing. Also, fun fact, you notice how vacuum now affects these things? You can finally pick up all of these sentient cores with vacuum and fetch. It is affected by loot vacuum. God, that change was so necessary. What's this guy doing up here? Hello. Bye. It does make me sad at times how inconsistent Warframe can be, because it makes it difficult to oh my god, where did all my health go? Do stuff. Jesus, where did all my health go there? I looked away for a second, I was suddenly down almost all of it, and then I suddenly just gained back to 3,000, which is above my max health. Whew, no wonder people go down if that's what's happening. I'll just give everyone a little bit of clean up around here. Hello, Rapt. I'm doing alright, thank you very much. Hope you're doing well yourself this evening. Hope you're doing well where you are. Ah. Okay, fair enough. That one is better to kill the toxin. That's why I thought it resisted it. Ah. I'm having to tell between the Mirage's lasers and the sentient lasers. Like, I suddenly see a laser go past. I'm like, oh, where is it? What's causing that one? But seriously, the laser on these guys are nasty. Something. Oh, there it is. Ah. I'd feel slightly bad for these guys, but I really don't. We're just here to destroy. And destroy I shall. May we have a hint for my next video? Yes, you can have a hint. You can have a hint. I'll just need to remember the hint. Give me a second. Jamie Madigan. There's your hint, Rainhaver. Jamie Madigan. And yes, it is an exceedingly obscure hint intentionally, because, you know what, sod it, let's do that. It tells you Iron Skin likes lasers and dislikes. Sure, it charges them, but it will also burn through your Iron Skin pretty quickly if you're not careful. M-A-D-I-G-A-N, I believe it is. Madigan. Madigan. You have to rub your chin for a bit. I know you like your sneak peeks about what the next video is going to be. This time I can give you a proper curious tip rather than just outright give you the answer. That's why I say I googled it because lazy, clever. I mean, Googling is a smart thing to do, yeah. When faced with something you don't know but want to know, Google is a good place to start. Someone is dying. Oh, they're dead. I didn't even realise they were dying. This game is so good about warning you about that. Like, the pet pop-up is identical to the player who's dying pop-up. I didn't even notice it was a player that was dying. Well. We've only got a few seconds left on our mission, like 30 seconds, so it's fine. That is very much a big whelp right there. I'm sure that guy dropped in on me just to die. Like, it seemed like he fell down already in a death animation. I mean, fair enough, right? Alright, we are clear to leave, which is good because we are never later this guy. Mission successful. Hey, look, it's Twitch mod. We got a Zontronic. I'm saying I have 2 weeks to get 5 ranks in Nightwave. Ooh. I mean, you should be able to handle that. 2 weeks. Let's think now. 2 weeks means you're definitely going to get 2 more rotations of this stuff. So assuming you'd already done everything in here and had nothing left you could do, which is already not going to be the case, a whole week's worth of stuff. You've got the week's worth of dailies, that's 7,000. And then you've got the weeklies and elite weeklies. The elite weeklies are going to be another 14,000. And the normal weeklies, I'll give you, what, 5 of them? That gives you, in a week, 4 rank ups. Right there. And that's assuming you have absolutely nothing else you can call on today. So, if you need to get 5 ranks, by this time next week, you should be sorted. You'll be absolutely fine. May need to switch from public squads for next mission. Yep. Thank you very much for the reminder on that, but yeah, absolutely. Alright then, so we are heading into the final fight of the Archon hunt today. And of course, we're going to devour it. Warframe was made to be cheesed. I'm going to cheese it. What happens after rank 30 Nightwave? Yep, it's just 15 credits per rank up then. 15 Nightwave credits. Is this the right build, or have I broken this one? This one's currently a Toxin build, so Toxin Blast, so I did break the build when I was doing something earlier. So, let me fix that. Remembering. My brain's not working. What have I changed? Oh yeah, I've got Prime Shooting Grasp on, that's it. There we go, that, there. Then it is... Charge Shell. Into that slot, there we go. There we are. I had to really think for a moment there, like, what did I do to this build? There we go. I got there. This will be fine as is. Remember to put silent battery on my heck this time. That's good with Fang, that's good, that's good. Alright then, and yep, third glass should be safe. Ah, yes, yes, yes. I want to switch this out for the Catch Moon. That one is corrosive typed, good. Glaive is corrosive typed, good, good, good. Who the heck is radiation viral? That is all in place. This, as a defensive measure, it needs to be Madurai. Yep, this is the one. Void Strike, definitely that one. All the bits and pieces checked. That is a build ready to run. Also, no companions? How do you mean no companions? None. Yeah, no animals running around. You can have a companion, so long as your companion is a sentinel. Sentinels are sensible. It's kind of why they're similarly named words, or similarly phrased words. Sensible sentinel. Whereas animals, they run around like absolute idiots and get you killed. Don't bring a dog to an Archon fight. Don't know what they're doing. We, however, do. Time to log on and finish Nightwave? Go for it. Nightwave's actually a very easy method of getting Nidsane and various other bits and pieces. Like, the amount of effort you have to put in, even at mid-game, is minimal for Nightwave. It really is. No, so do you know if the damage attenuation of Archons is per player or overall? Overall. One person damaging it will mess up the attenuation that you have to face as well.
The serpent is old.
Because its damage it's received is one of the attenuations, and the damage incoming is the other one from your weapon. But the damage received is affecting the entire squad, yeah. That's why you might see, for example... Oh, I didn't switch build. Shit, this is not a one-shot build. I forgot my Avara needs to switch build. Bollocks. This might not work. I'll try, but this might not work. Yeah, you might have seen, for example, in Sister fights and Lich fights, if someone's running Mesa, or someone's using the Archibex, your damage does diddly squat. because they've already attenuated it so far on their side.
You found her. Stay on the move.
Oh, this is the hard bit.
Eyes can kill.
She's all the way up there. That's going to be too far from my range. Hold still, hold still, hold still, hold still. Hold still! Yeah, no, I did need to have the build with more damage than this. Damn it. Alright, don't do anything silly, don't do anything silly, don't do anything silly. Really? That didn't get her either? God damn it. Alright, does one of you guys have a one-shot on? I have not got it equipped. Oh god, the radiation block. Just as they spawn. That didn't one-shot it. That is really annoying. I've brought the wrong Avara build. And it healed so much. Alright. I just saw it take damage. I hope someone didn't just fire that shot. Because if that's an attempt at a one-shot, I'm scared for you. Anyone else got a one-shot build on? Oh, at least I can do that. Can I use a noise arrow to get her to face a certain direction? I don't know. I've never actually tried that with an Archon. That's a good idea, Radio. We'll have a look into that on the next run. On the next stage. I ain't doing a second run of this. We need to drop down over here.
This gate only opens to Narmer prayers.
Alright, gonna head towards B.
Tear the veils from deacons and use those.
Prediction time? Ah, yes, we should have a prediction of, shouldn't we? Let me get on to that real quickly. What reward are we going to get alongside the Archon Shard at the end of this mission? Prediction is up and running. Use your channel points. The blue spanners at the bottom of your chat window there, guys and gals. What are we going to get on this run? Just get a couple extra headshots, don't mind me. Allows me to roll faster and keeps up the damage on the gun. I don't remember having to hack in to get to the Deacon, but okay. Ta-da! I don't know if that laser's going to deal damage or not to Avara, so I am risking it.
The Deacon is invulnerable. Take down his flock
Alright,
first.
noise arrow. There we go. Look at that. Oh, that's beautiful. That amount of control right there. Renuva, thank you very much for the suggestion. Noise arrow actually does a thing. Pop that there. That should get these guys walking. And down. Wonderful. There we go. There's a lot of them there. You know what? Clay Prime. Just Clay Prime. How many breaks the pathing of sensor regulators? Huh, the more you know. I'm seeing a waypoint, impatiently waiting for me to get back to the location with this fail. Huh. Oh. Apparently someone was shooting at something. Hey, this is on me, please. Avara doing what Avara does best. Ooh, jumping randomly in a different direction. Why did I jump off to the side like that? Game was. There we go. Oh, they done that one. Okay. There we go. Couldn't see it.
Naira devoured her brothers. I will not stand idly aside while she and Pazul devour mine. Be my sword, Tenno.
I have
Strike.
absolutely no stacks on my Guva Heck right now. There's a teeny tiny bit of a problem. Just teeny tiny bit. Also, there's been no enemies along the way for me to shoot to charge up the gun, which is slightly more of a problem. Alright, let's see. Noise arrow. Naira? Oh, Naira's summoning stuff. Oh, they are charging its health up, aren't they? That's annoying. There we go, that's taken down. Because these are all corpus drones, I don't know how to bloody get the headshot on them. Can you? Hold on. Okay, he slept in midair, but you know, it still worked. Nice. Whoever landed that one with... Oh, shit.
You dealt with Archon Naira expertly, Tenno. Her kind may expect no mercy. Without protection.
Revive me. And now I can come revive you guys. Woo! That was interesting. That was very interesting for a second there. All three of us taken out. And patched out random death on radiation proc. It looked like we got hit by the damage of that field, because all three of us died when we stepped into it. Oh great, nullifier. When we stepped into the field, then we died. That's what seemed to happen there. Ta-da! I might just start bringing Revenants to these fights just to blast through them. Amber Shard, not Tau Forged. That makes sense, I already have 3 of them. 3 Tau Forged, not 3 Tau Forged Ambers. And we got an Anasa for all that effort. And a NASA sculpture. Well, there we go. Bunch of people were absolutely correct on that one. Let's see, 5 people thought it was going to be the pineapple. With Scravy throwing 3,000 spanners into that. Well, you got a little over 3,000 back, Scravy. What does Tau Forge mean? Tau Forge means the shard will be 50% stronger. They pop on down this way. And into here. Go Archon shards. So you see I've got normal shards here, and then Tau Forged here. These Tau Forged ones, they just have a higher bonus. So this can give me, say, 10% ability strength, but this one can give me 15%. You didn't know that was a thing? Oh, well, fair enough. Have you got to this stage, Obneg? Have you done Archon hunts? But yeah, the Tau Forge system. You know what? We got like, yeah, there's about 90 people here right now. That's enough to do at least a basic poll. Do you think the Tau Forged system is fair? Yes, no, or don't know how it works? I'll just give you guys a minute on that. Do you think the Tau Forged system is fair? Yes, no, or do you not even know how it works? I'm curious. Because I've done the Archon hunt the first week they're available. Have tried since, but I'm on Switch, so getting a good team is real hard. You're no good at them. I mean, fair. That's absolutely fair. They are pretty hard to do. I see one person suggesting they feel the Tau Forge system is fair. Fair enough. If you want to pop up and say, how so? 2 people, then fair enough. If you don't want to pop up, that's fine. But I am definitely on the side of no, I don't feel it is fair. Which I've said extensively across multiple streams. 90-10 split on the votes there. 90-10 split. So I'm strongly of the opinion that the Tau Forge system is not fair. Wolven saying RNG doesn't have bias. It's fair but not good. Equal opportunity does not itself make it fair. That the same outcome could happen to anyone doesn't mean that the same outcome has happened to everyone. It's like if you were to have... Let's take this to the absolute extreme to show why RNG being equally weighted doesn't still make it fair. Imagine if you were caught for a speeding ticket, okay? They said, yep, you sped, you broke the law, so what we're now going to do is we're going to get out this chart with 6 options on it. We're going to roll this 6-sided dice, and this chart will decide what happens to you. At the top, we've got, we forgive you, and at the bottom, if you get the lowest result, we execute you on the spot. Is that fair? All of the options could happen to anyone else. Anyone caught for a speeding ticket would go through the exact same process. Would that be fair? Roll a 6, you get to walk away scot-free. Roll a 1, they just shoot you. So just because you get the same opportunities doesn't make it fair. So Albug saying, what do you mean by fair? In criminology, we talk about 2 kinds of fairness, procedural fairness and substantive fairness. I think that's exactly what I'm talking about, but given the more... What's the word? Professional terms, I suppose. Same outcome happen to anyone is procedural fairness. Everyone goes through the same process. The issue is that the process may not produce the same outcomes for everyone. Right. No, be a nerd. Absolutely, Albug, be a nerd. I am all for learning new stuff from people who are experts in their field. If you're a law nerd teaching law and criminology at uni, that is someone I like to hear from. Because I do not teach law and criminology, so you are an expert in it, and something I could do with learning. Someone who's an expert in the Kardashians can just sit it out. But actual useful information, hell yeah, be a nerd. Nerds are awesome. So as they put it, there is a difference between procedural fairness and substantive fairness. It is procedurally fair in that everyone has the same chance of getting a Talford shard, but it is not substantially fair. I think that's the best way you'd phrase it, or substantively fair? Feels wrong, substantially fair. Because the outcomes, despite the same approach, despite the same ticket to enter, as it were, you complete the mission, the outcomes are different. That ain't fair. Well, the same my internet frozen to mention a 6-sided dice. I mean, that happens, yeah. You talk about dice and computers break. Apparently. Another way to talk about is fairness versus justice. See, I don't want to bring in the idea of justice, because justice has very strong legal, moral implications. This, at the end of the day, is a game. We can make mountains out of molehills, but this, at the end of the day, is a game. But the fairness I take issue with is the fact that you can do the exact same thing. You can go to the exact same mission. You can use the exact same build as me, because I made a video on that exact build. And instead of getting this one, you get that one. And there is nothing you can do about it. I don't find that fair. I do not find that fair. Yeah, there are loads of ways to go about it. I know that Warframe is a game with RNG in it already. There are parts of it where the RNG is perfectly fine. There are parts of it where the RNG is problematic, like with Rivens. And there are parts of it where the RNG is, frankly, pointless, like with the Talforge system. The benefits to having RNG must be considered, because RNG just existing isn't itself either good nor bad. It is a mechanic to be applied carefully. We'll be saying it's a casino game, your effort doesn't matter so much how many times you roll the dice for rewards. No, I disagree with that. If you're saying a casino game is in Warframe, then no, I disagree. If you're saying with regards to just the Talforge shard, then yes. Because those are two separate things. Korokop, cheers. RNG is important in Warframe. If you have a look at this mission over here, Lure's mission Pavlov, okay? You go into Pavlov, you crack open 3 vaults, you get 3 rewards. If RNG didn't exist, as soon as you did Pavlov, you would be done. There would be no reason to go back to Pavlov unless those rewards were evergreen scalables. given most of those rewards are just mods, you'd go, hey, I got my mods, and then you'd walk away. Pavlov would never matter to you again. But RNG exists. It allows multiple rewards to exist on the same spot. So when you do Pavlov again, you are likely to get 1, 2, or even 3 entirely different rewards from what you got last time. And you can keep doing that until you've got all of them. RNG allows more options, more results from the same mission, and therefore creates longevity out of it. It creates replay value. Alright, with thank you, have a good one. With the sorties, you've got the rewards that you continue to want to get, and the RNG creates the variation in rewards. You don't know exactly what you're going to get. There is opportunity. It also makes it more interesting. RNG genuinely makes a game more interesting to us because our brains don't process randomness very well. It's pure psychology. But that RNG needs to be correctly applied. There are times and places for everything. Times for RNG, times for certainty. And the Townforge system is not the time for RNG. If we wanted to make things actually fair to players, it would not be the time for RNG. The benefits of it simply don't exist there as far as I'm concerned. We get 1 Archon hunt a week. If you got the perfect average of getting Archon shards and Townforge shards, you would get a full set of 5 of the same Townforge shard. Well, figure that out. The same one comes around every 3 weeks. A 1 in 5 drop rate, that means it's 15 weeks to get a Townforge on average. That's the expected window to get it at least within. You should have it by then. But I think around a third of people wouldn't. And then you repeat that, it comes out to 75 weeks is the break point, the midpoint, the expectation point to get a full set of 5 of the same Townforge shard. 75 weeks! In that same period, you should probably have got 3 sets of Townforge shards, so you have 15 of them overall. That's still a very long time. 75 weeks, no way to speed it up. You apply RNG to that, and for some people it just goes down and down and down. So yeah, RNG needs to be carefully thought of in any instance of any game. RNG can be created brilliantly, RNG can be created disastrously. In this case, it's not a complete disaster, it's not game-breakingly bad, but it still leaves those on the worst end of it going, well, that sucks, doesn't it? Whilst the people on the high end of it go, oh hey, that happened. Yeah. Don't Veil-breaking missions do a similar thing to number of runs reward system, and now the tiers in the cap unlock? I'm not sure where our big's going on that one. Ellie was saying the rewards could be dependent on the number of completed runs. No RNG, but still multiple runs. I mean, it could be, yeah. Like, if you do 5 Archon hunts, you can choose a shard and upgrade it. That's absolutely an option, yeah. Yo! Panda! Raiding in with a party of 101. Now, that is absolutely incredible. Welcome on in, Panda. Let me just give you a shout-out over there. Not often I get to use the shout-out command on Twitch here. Let's give that one a quick whirl. Oh god, this is where I have to figure out how many... Alright, it's P-A-N-D-A-H-H-H-H-H. Panda with... Or is that Panda R? Is that Panda R or just Panda? I'm not sure, but let's hit the shout-out button on that one there. If anyone wants to drop a follow on that one, because, you know, if 101 people are enjoying that, I'm sure you guys might enjoy it as well. Welcome on in. How are you doing today? Oh. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm going to guess you're up to Warframe today, but do let me know. What have you guys been up to? I'm currently ranting about Townforge shards, as I seem to be doing almost every single time they come up now. Which is the thing that happens, because Townforge is Townforged. I might even end up putting out just a video on that at some point, I don't know. Addy is asking us to switch over to some EDM in the background as well, so let's quickly just do that. There we go. Excellent. Welcome, welcome reminds you of the Zealoid Prelate. I mean, I don't... have a consistent approach to the way I speak. I'll sometimes break it up, sometimes sound more documentorial, other times just a more crazy, I suppose. But I don't think I've ever been compared to the Zealoid Prelate before now. I don't think I could even do that kind of a voice. It's very modulated. Welcome. No. No. Skyrim would say if I don't get any Tal Forged now, I'll kick Kahl's ass. I don't kick Kahl's ass. Kahl has nothing to do with it. Kahl has no Tal Forged to give out, so you can't be angry at him. Can't be angry at him. Your English is very bad. Have a nice stream. Oh, so what's your native language then, Panda? What's your native language if not English? Because I'll be very, very honest, I do not know much about your channel. How many do I have Tal Forged? I have 3. Oh, French! French native language. Well, fair enough then. See, this is a point where you might expect me to come out with some lovely French phrase and welcome you into a channel and I think I know very little French, unfortunately. I know pavely little to say that you are the second closest neighbour, well, France is the second closest neighbour to the UK. I know even less Irish. Try? Here are the 2 things I know. The 2 things I know, and this is not an invitation for everyone in chat to start using foreign languages. I can still only moderate in English as well, so please stick to English, Smuggler. You know the rules. You've been regular here long enough. I know exactly 2 phrases in French. I know Je voudrais un glace, s'il vous plaît, which I think is a butcher pronunciation of I would like an ice cream, please. And then the second I know is, if I remember it correctly, Je visite ici de mon école, which I believe translates as I'm visiting here with my school, or from my school. No, I think it's with my school. And that is all I have, because that is all I got taught when I was going on a trip to France, at which point my brain went, this is not helpful to me, I'm leaving. And it just stopped trying to learn. Like the music stopped trying to play. What just happened there? Hello. There we go. Not bad. Oh, thank you. But that's all I've got. I know a fraction of Russian. Not Russian? No. I know even less Russian. Of German. I just read Russian and said it. I know a fraction of German. Not enough to hold a conversation. I know snippets of Latin. Fragments of French and Spanish. And then otherwise I know English, because England. We learn one language, then the others are kind of ancillary. All you need to know in any language is I can't speak X language. I mean, fair. Yeah. No hablo Español. Ich kann nicht Deutsch sprechen. Yeah. That's all you really need, isn't it? Just pull out the Union Jack, point to it, and everyone's rolling their eyes. Oh, great. We got another Brit. Here we go. Korokop, I've kept you in squad. I'm actually heading down to Earth now onto a solo mission, so thank you very much for joining in on that. So yeah, so those of you who come on over from Panda's stream, welcome on in. I hope you can speak English at least fluently enough to keep up. If you don't, well, maybe you'll absorb some. Who knows? Can I speak any Welsh? Can anyone speak any Welsh? Honestly, I've seen enough of that language that I know that I would have a mental breakdown trying to learn Welsh. Seriously, I don't stand a chance. No. It's bad enough with some people's bastardizations of English in this country. Do we even start onto Welsh? I wouldn't stand a chance. I would not stand a chance. Alright then. We got a new week. This is my first stream of the week, and that means we got a new Kahl mission. And you know what? Considering that last week's was actually really decent, we're going to give this one a whirl. I heard that this was bugged but has now been fixed, so we'll see if that's true. We'll see if that's indeed true. So, yeah, Warframe is jellyfish. Warframe is jellyfish, you're very right. So, we've got the Deathless Challenge. Do it without dying or being veiled. Cool. Get 10 kills with grenades. Sure, can do. 5 veils, easy peasy. Find the defeat Venkritel, we'll see how that goes. Find and hope and 3 hidden caches, not so great, but we'll see. And then take out 10 enemies of the dropship, let's hope that's working. Let's give that all a whirl, absolutely. Battle is saying, hey, sorry, quick question on another topic. I have 110% duration on levels, but stage duration is still 100%. Is that a glitch? Yep, that's a glitch. That is a glitch. If your duration is modified on levels, your status duration is also modified, but for some reason it just doesn't show. Yeah. Alright then, so we need to find hidden caches, we need to do this without dying, we need to break veils, we need to kill with grenades. We've got a whole load of stuff to do.
Have to do this.
A whole load of stuff to do, but that main thing is the caches. Now there's... Oh. I really hope that would kill more of them, because I don't like dealing with these bombs. Given these deal damage to you, I would have figured they would make them easier to blow up, just from a game design perspective. Because like, even taking out this many, I've only got a few left, and it still takes out over 150 health there. There's 165. And I've already blown up most of them. Like, you'd think that'd be easier to blow up if you notice it in time. Just tank and heal after? I know you can tank and heal after, but it just... The idea of traps in gameplay is usually that the player is supposed to either be threatened by it, or they're threatened by it, and then they're rewarded for noticing and reacting to it first. I thought Kahl sniffing came from me. No. Alright, so the caches, they look like just round grey blobs, so I'm not sure where to find them. Which could be interesting. As I'm saying, the reward for defeat is broken, apparently. I heard that. I don't know if it got fixed, if there's been an update for that or not, but if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. We'll get it paid to us, because DV said they will refund these kinds of things. Traps can also evoke a certain feeling. I mean, it can evoke a certain feeling. But just having a trap very visibly there, something you can interact with, something you shoot through, slowly, but still shoot through. It just seems an odd setup overall. That's what I'm getting there.
Portals closely resemble the sphincter muscles of a mammal's lower intestinal tract. You're going
Found a hole
through this
hugging
shit
the
like a
opposite
big
wall
old-
of the bomb sometimes works. Fair enough. Might give that a whirl.
Nope. Sorry, not at all. You're busy. I'll let you focus.
Maybe it's just to make the sentient ship more dangerous. I mean, it could be, yeah. It just feels odd to have it there, if it is that way around. If you get it low enough, it might die to grenade fire. Does that count?
Easy kill.
It didn't count, so no. I'll just need to use the grenades on the small guys. Like this one. I don't know if that one counted. Come on. Come on. There we go. Let's weaken you up a bit, and then arm out grenade. So much for that. There we go. Got a grenade. Brother, join the fight. You are Frisch825.
Killing time.
Damn, it died too quick. I think. Yeah, it died too quick. Alright, you blow up that whilst I go look for loot. Is there a hidden cache around here? Anywhere around here. Don't know what it looks like exactly. So we're gonna hope to find it. Oh hey look, enemies! And we got a grenade. Lovely. In the stream we've had Life and Survive segment, Analytical 1, what is fair and what is a reason for traps. We still have an hour left. I mean, we still have over an hour left, yeah. If you come into this stream for just gameplay, I can guarantee you would get boring quickly because there are 100 streams of just gameplay. I want to provide you guys with more. Every single stream, I want to make sure I'm giving you guys more than just playing Warframe. That's the goal. Oh, also classic rant. Oh yeah. Am I British if I don't rant? It's a thing we're very known for. I've talked about the weather at the start of the stream. That's again very on brand. Am I running the quest or is it the first time? Neither. The quest is the first time. What you mean is, am I running the quest or is this afterwards, I would assume? Because yeah, this is the Kahl mission, not the quest. You there. Wha? You join me.
We go now.
I was too slow on throwing the grenade. Died as I was throwing it. Alright, so I need you guys to stay there. And I will do this one. There we go. I'm dying as I throw the grenade, which is really annoying. Because all that's left on the British checklist is to complain about people who don't queue properly. We don't seem to really have that issue with Warframe, so it's all good. Right, up we go. Grab that one. We've now got Char Ordo Polymath. Oh, okay. Just drop it over here. Hello, mate. I'm going to start rescuing this one. Looks exactly like the one in the quest. Yeah, it's the one in the quest. It's just you keep doing it. The Kahl missions. Every 3 weeks, you basically replay the quest. So effectively, the quest is the first week, if you want to look at it that way. Week 0. Alright, let's have the guys move down to here. Because if they're in here, I can roam around. Although it looks like they don't really know what they're doing. Jump! Okay, that should be okay. I can even do it now. Let me get these grenades. There we go. And with them holding one spot, I can go to the silver one at the same time. Wow, that one just got nuked. Oh wait, I didn't mean to. Start it. Hey, that killed it with a raid. Cool. That one counted. There we go. We've got another Frisch. We've got Frisch 825 and Frisch 478.
There's another group of prisoners on the other end of the Murex. I've identified a dropship you can
and
use
this
to
one
get them,
is
but
a Veil Break.
you remember what happened the last
This is
time.
Head Knob. I didn't call that. We also got Antan earlier.
Something like that. Marking your destination.
Ta-da! I'll make saying just have flashbacks to World of Warcraft. Only one person can talk to an NPC at a time. Oh, good God. Same in RuneScape back in the day? Same in RuneScape? I don't remember that. I definitely do not remember one person at a time for RuneScape. I mean, it might have been changed before I started playing. I started playing a while back. Let me think. That'd be, what, 2004? 2005? It was 2002? Oh, well, there we are then. It was before I started playing. That answers that one. Alright, let's see. Any hidden caches around here? Still not quite sure how big they are or how I'm going to identify them, but looking. I'm looking. Wow, these guys died as I was throwing a grenade. I'd only just got in range to use that. How old is RuneScape? It's old. It's been through a lot of iterations and changes. It's old. Alright, we got a shack. And some interesting clipping going on. I was heading this way. Anything of note in here? Whatever that is. Oh, well, there we go. We got one person we can rescue. Is that a Brillo? 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 We'll see on the side in just a moment.
Follow Kahl.
Yeah, old school RuneScape is RuneScape 2. RuneScape is RuneScape 3. Original RuneScape is just gone. Still no signs of these caches. Okay. Still no sign of them. I mean, we can blow up this little measure.
That where you go. Good work.
Unnecessary, but still. Continue checking around this area for stuff. This wall looks unchecked. This is a dead end. Okay. Kahl probably does use pronouns. Let me check, actually, what it is.
Hurry, brother.
Hurry, brother? If I say good there. Okay, he's not speaking now. Kahl got shy. He realised we were focusing on what he was saying. He just couldn't handle that. I bet you get into blood this. Kahl! He's genuinely gone shy on us. God damn it, Kahl.
Good boom, brother.
Good boom, brother. Okay. Didn't say anything on me.
Held in place by tether nodes.
Head across. Now I'm on 5 kills with grenades. I do definitely need to focus on those grenade kills. Up. A lot of that, otherwise I can't hurt them. I have no grenades, so I can't do that anymore. Basement out. Are they ever going to blow up? Yep, there we go.
Brother did good.
Brother did good. Are you shooting at us or are you friendly? He's friendly.
Good boom, brother.
Good boom. So that's the second one down. Okay. I'm not gonna try shipping random characters in Warframe. Yeah. Ow. Okay, those are blown up, so we can shoot this now. Oh, there we are.
Push through pain.
Excellent. And because these guys are so obscenely strong, this whole thing is just... yeah, sorted. Still no idea on the caches. I'm going to scout the area carefully, because this is a big area and I've found 0 caches so far, and we're about to reach a point of no return. So I want to be certain. Well, there we go. That seems like a pretty decent...
A sniper rifle in your area. Looks like Grenier's special issue. Wonder how that ended up here.
Oh, right.
Kahl,
This
you
is
got
how
company.
Venkrah happens.
Grenier, she's not like the others.
Well, let's just fly over and see what happens, eh? Oh, I did pick up the sniper. I thought it was just saying, oh yeah, it's actually hers. That is. That is. This is a pretty decent weapon.
She's shielded by 2 cloaked drones. I'm targeting a dissipation field to reveal them, but I need your help to triangulate. Order your weathers to take up the marked positions.
Whoop. Jetpack, 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 please. Thank you.
That's it. See the drones? Take aim.
There's a drone. There's a drone. Oh, and I got something on me.
It worked? Then Kraz all yours. Sometimes I even surprise myself.
Where is she? She's over there. Yep. There we are. Nice number kill grenade. Wait for her to fire those shots. Well, this is just shooting fish in a barrel. Need him to go over there. If they do that, I will head to this spot. Yeah, this is a good use of the car mechanics. 1 drone, 2 drone.
Now's your chance, Kahl. Use your veil smasher thingy.
Veil breaker, come on. And
Kahl.
there we go.
175. The legend. In the flesh.
And that counted as removing a veil as well, so that's good.
Just a regular tube man. You're waiting for me to thank you. Forget it. Sprague and I could be executed. Just for talking to me.
Okay, taking a bit of hit here. Taking a bit of hits here. Bro, game, chill. I'm taking a lot of hits whilst just trying to hear what she's saying. I missed half that lore focusing on not dying there, not gonna lie. I don't know if I picked that up before. There we go. Oh, friendly. Got him. You shall rejoin normal Grenadier faction. I actually just the Kahl faction.
Time for revenge.
There we go. Yeah, it does look like the whole fight has been fixed, doesn't it? That all just worked. Oh. Nice smoke grenade. Whoop. He tried dodging it. Not gonna let that happen this time. Nope. Yeah, same Ladybug, same. Following the lore in this game whilst being shot at is genuinely difficult. Like, that's why other games use cutscenes. Alright, well, the Kahl group is certainly blasting through these guys. They got homing bullets to help them out. My phone wanted to join in on the fun. How am I supposed to kill the things with grenades if they're up in the air and they get one shot? I might have to tell my brothers to sit back again because they're all grenade kills. But we'll see, we've still got half the mission to go. I haven't found any caches. That is concerning. No caches at all. Because this mission has a point of no return, and I could have missed stuff, and that didn't count as a grenade kill? Because of the point of no return that can happen. Oh, for God's sake, well, there goes another grenade. I'm going to stop doing that while these guys are around. I'll just have to farm kills later. Yeah, because of the point of no return, it makes it really worrisome about the whole cache situation. Because, like, they could be anywhere. And this has always been my complaint with these missions, but it's worst on this one because of that breakpoint in the mission. Like, I have no indication as to what I'm looking for or where. You had one behind indestructible wall at the beginning, another in the sniper boss room. Let's go back to the sniper boss room. Let's give that one a more thorough search. You know what? Do you lot defend that for a moment? If I can get a grenade kill on this one, that'd be great. Just a little bit weaker. A little bit weaker. Yes!
You done.
Ah, that counted. Alright.
More wound, more scar.
And we'll grab a couple grenades. So, cash. Where would I be looking? Can I get to that platform? Yes, I can. Is there anything over here? No, there is not. Wonderful. That didn't count as a grenade kill. Oh, it did. It just didn't tell me. There we go. I was going to say, like, it told me on all the others, but there we are. We got there. We got there. Label saying, really don't mind getting lore via transmissions during gameplay, but it's impossible to read the captions whilst trying not to die. Exactly, yeah. Like, I'm focusing on I'll sometimes have on the quest music. I'm focusing on the sounds of the gameplay. I'm focusing on trying not to die, especially when there's a challenge, saying don't die. That's a big deal. All that comes together to make it where listening to and reading transmissions is actually difficult. Either you make a break point in the enemies fighting to allow you to listen to stuff, or you straight up make a cutscene about it. Is this a cache? Is this what we're looking for? This is what we're looking for, isn't it? Yep, that's the thing. That's the shape. Okay, so now I know what I'm looking for, how small it is, and the kind of places it can be hidden. I'm going to go backwards. I do feel like I must have missed one. I must have missed one. Floating heart, keeping heart thing, something like that, yeah. And that thing got shredded. Okay. Probably have to look destructible wall visible as mini room on minimap. Yeah. Let's head backwards. I didn't actually notice anything on the minimap. Did anyone else see if the minimap had the cache visible on it? Did anyone see the cache on my minimap? I'm assuming no, but it's worth a check. Did anyone see it? I found backtracking for collectibles? Yeah, you and me both. They're not marked. No. No. Nope. See, when it was released the drucks were marked. We knew where we were going. Even just a room indicator, like you walk into a room and daughter goes, Kahl, I'm picking up an increased signal. The cache must be nearby, and it marks somewhere in this circle. That'd be great. So I would know, well, I've not got any circle around here or any of the rest of the map, so I must have already checked this area. Or daughter's found nothing. That'll be fine. But the game doesn't even do that. It gives you no hint whatsoever. It just says, there's 3 of these somewhere. Every time. Bar 1 mission, 1 time. Bar 1, we've had to search the entire map. Come on. It's like they looked at the caches in Sabotage and went, you know what, let's do that, but make it where it's an MR0 looking for them again. The progress finally transfers between runs, so it's faster to get caches you can easily find and just run it again. That's the thing, is like actually running it again. I suppose I could just sprint through it 2 more times and go to that same cache. I would prefer to just get this one and done though, as Ronium says, yeah. I mean, the fact that you can find the same cache 3 times over is in itself jank, and it's recognizing that the cache finding is a problem. You can leave the mission still get progress, well that just sounds like extra jank. What, you can find a cache, quit, come back, go to the same cache and it counts? Surely not. These are the kinds of details that make me wonder sometimes. And these are the kinds of details why I go back to someone's earlier question. Why I'll not rate one person's position as a lead director versus another. Because there's just too much taken into account. You guessing it uses the same system as Nightwave? No idea. I mean, I know that Rhythms, you can complete their challenge and then just abort the mission, that's fine. And that is not backwards. Wait, hang on. Oh god, I'm losing track. Yeah, no, I do need to go this way, but then I need to turn left. All of this would be solved by just having a little bit more information. Like, as I mentioned, the whole daughter says, wait, somewhere within this zone, it's this one nearby, yada yada. Just that. And that would save all of this. Found 5 caches first run, but 2 of them in the middle of the mission didn't count to progress. I swear to God, if I find a single goddamn cache that says, well, you found me, but we don't actually count, I'm gonna be livid. Like, genuinely livid. Alright, so there's definitely nothing over this one. I've got the exact same room to check on the other side. Let's go do that. Just casually using a sniper as a shotgun, as you do. Okay, so we got some debris of sorts here. Can this be destroyed?
Move out, brother.
No. I tried to command them to destroy it, they didn't. Is there anything hidden around the back of it? No. Might be in the very first tunnel? Good God. Well, let's head out of here and take a right. To be quite honest with you guys, if it weren't for the Archon shard and Stylax blueprints, if it weren't for the actual rewards, I would just skip out all this. But yeah, that's the whole point, is it wants you to work towards rewards. There on the left. Wait, where on the left? You're saying there on the left, so I'm assuming it's backwards. I see what you mean on the minimap now. I see what you mean. Here. There we go. Yep.
Brother did good.
You're right, yeah. So it looks like they're in the same places then, most likely. If I've got 2 in the exact same spots you had happen, and that does seem like a designed room, then yeah. That was realize there is a hidden room that you can blow into. Also, isn't that before you would have got a brother's command? Forced backtracking right there. Forced backtracking. So to get this natively, you have to 1, recognize there is a hidden room there on your minimap. 2, recognize there is a wall to be broken. 3, grab the brother from here. That'll be the first one you get. 4, realize to go back and then go break the wall. To 5, get the cache that isn't marked in any way. You just have to figure out that it's in there. Oh. Oh. Well, that does not sit well with me. That is an undercooked KFC right there. You can guarantee if you pull that kind of shit in a Dungeons & Dragons group with your players, that there is a hidden room they have to first recognise that you just put an extra box on the map. That secondly, there's going to be something they need in there. And that thirdly, they have to go somewhere else, remember to come back with that other thing that can then get it for them. Nothing else works. Do you need to use all your Nightwave currency before it's over? Well, you don't have to, but if you don't get to use it for anything else, yes. Nightwave currency does not carry over to any other Nightwave, so if you don't use it, it becomes a decoration in your inventory. You can sell it for a token amount of, and I really do mean a token amount of normal credits if you don't use it all. Mitch Kami saying, found the last cache in the second portion of the map, including a hidden room with 2 boxes, looking like caches but not being ones. Okay, cool. So, I'm going to take that then. I'm just going to run with this straight through to the next area. Where I need to get 10 kills with the gunship. Second session you encountered a mimic. I mean, that's legit. Mimics are legit. They're annoying, but they're legit. Alright, let's do this bit. Come on, you enemies, where you at? Okay, edge of my vision. It's working! It's working! Yes, that's a reference. Come on, come on. Oh, okay. Come on. There we go. Out of my vision range. There we go. Getting there, getting there.
Hull integrity dropping.
Hull integrity can stop dropping for a moment. The shots are not landing. One more, one more, one more, one more, one more. There we are. Okay, we're fine. Whew. Let's see. 11, 12, 13. Ah, we're okay. I thought we were about to drop straight there and then.
Losing control.
14, 15. Should be okay then.
Kahl need to stop doing that.
Get your brothers, Kahl. I'll arrange your extraction.
Alright then, switching off the snipers and this thing now. What do I need to do still? Don't die, find cash. Got it. Oh no, the immunode. It's so tanky. Whatever shall we... Not very immune. He says that every time. I know he says that every time, Elliot. We can still appreciate the humour in it. Let's face it, we need a bit of humour in this. Okay, let's see. Room up this way. Let's give it a look and see. Oh, hello. Is that a brother? That's a brother. Let's go grab him. What's your name, mate? You are Parbu. Okay. Parbu.
Follow Kahl.
Oh, let's blow this up whilst your brothers focus on the other thing. There we go. Now everything here dies. MS50 saying tested about the sniper. If you die to the wolf, you need to use Gractor. Because you don't keep the sniper. There I do. Suppose that's one way to get back to the Gractor. Alright, on to the next area of brother rescuing. Let's see, who have we got in here? We have got... We don't know yet, we'll find out. We know there are FM Grenadier. I only played Kahl missions a few times. Has Kahl only ever freed men, or does he call all comrades brother? Good question, no idea. No idea on that one.
Go where Kahl said. Call that a fight?
I'm still carefully listening for if he uses pronouns at all. What's guy asking, did I miss the? You did miss the. Did you miss the sniper fight? Yes, you did. We've done that bit. It went swimmingly. Oh, weak signal. I need to be standing somewhere, don't I? Where? Oh, it's right. I didn't notice they were right next to each other. That's... Wow. So I could stand in both. I'm curious now if that counts. I'm curious. Can I stand and do this solo? What is this? Well, okay. That's RNG for you. We'll take it. Yeah, we'll take that. But there we go. We just got Cleok. Raid shouldn't be blocked. Raid was blocked. Well, go on. Grumpy Scotsman say, was going to raid you tonight, but you have raids blocked. I do not have raids blocked. We had a raid earlier. So I do not have raids blocked. I know Twitch did something with raids some time ago, but There's no block on raids on this channel. Which told you I had it disabled? No. Alright, Grumpy Scotsman, send me a DM here on Twitch. I can look into that for you after the stream. Send me a DM so I remember to look into that. There we are. We've got those guys holding over here. I'm holding over this one. Much more normal separation of these points. We'll be there shortly. Hello, Skullpex. How you doing? Alright, let's go release the brother. Bring up the squad as we're doing that. Hello there. You are
Kahl,
Stracu Lead Enabler.
It's as if he was connected to a sentient mind.
Stracu Lead Enabler. The words. You know what? I'm just gonna walk from that one.
Kahl heard of
That's a
this
weird
one.
job title. That is very tech startup job title right there, and I ain't dealing with it. Let's pop our way through here. Now, again, looking for rooms which might have our hidden stuff in. So, oh, I passed some stuff back there, didn't I? Yes, it looks like there's a hidden room backwards. I'll check back in a moment. Or I can just find this. There we are. I don't see the other not caches you were talking about. But I do see this one. And that's a cache. Alright, job's a good one. We can just go. I'm basically lead non-coding development of brand synergy and stakeholder dynamics. Oh god. I think I had an aneurysm trying to process that one. Is there a thing I missed here? It feels like I missed a thing here. I'm just curious, what was it I saw? Oh, well, there's a brother. I'm just going to free him. Like, you know, it's the right thing to do. I've just spotted him now. I'm going to save his life. Whoop, okay. There we are. Let's save this guy, then we'll head out. I was just curious about what room I saw.
Time to fight.
Alright, let's go. Yeah, you can make some pretty weird titles when you start throwing together just useless jargon. There's some weird stuff you can come up with.
Massive trauma, amalgam rejection, chemical hypersaturation.
Hello, Wolfie! Ow.
Brother in pain.
He doesn't like being called Wolfie, apparently.
Do what Kahl must.
Is he, or is he appearing green on the map? Oh wait, no, he's not appearing at all, because I don't have any radar.
Kahl save. But not for none.
You know, I think I had a few guys on my team this time.
Extraction is ready.
That
Get your
that went
runners to the
very
hangar.
easily. We just absolutely demolished that one there. And objectives complete. There we go. Easy peasy. Aside from slightly annoying cash hunt. There we are. Mission complete. That should give me all of the objectives, all the bits and pieces. No problem whatsoever. And yep, they're fixed still.
Another job
Veil's
well
broken.
executed.
Excuse me. 9 veils broken. Stock earned. All of it. 405. Cool. I've already bought the Archon shard for the week. I'm just going to double check that. Oh, wrong button for that one. Just going to double check, make sure I did actually buy it. I think I did.
See anything you like the look of?
Yeah, already got the shard. Let's see, how close on the Stynax? 180 for the parts, and then 90 for that gives 270. Bit to go yet on that. Another 65 needed. That's going to be another 5 weeks until I can get a Stynax set. 5 more weeks, and then I'll be able to pop Stynax in the oven.
Pick something.
What I'm going to need for that? Hespersim, Star Crimson, Void Plume Quills, Archon Crystals, Purge Dagonic. Wow, we're really needing stuff from everywhere on this one, aren't we? Let's see. Hespersim is from... yeah, that's from the Orb Valis. Star Crimson, that I'm fairly certain is from Plains of Eidolon. Thraxplasm Void Plume Quills, that is definitely from Zaraman. Archon Crystals, you get that in the Void. Purge Dagonic, I think that's from Deimos. That's all over the place. Excuse me. Apparently got something stuck in my throat there. Yo! Cody Gray 3D, thank you very much for subscribing with your Prime. Welcome to the channel proper, my dude. Enjoy your lovely new blue badge, your emotes, your access to supporter T-Lounge, and your ad-free view, my dude. Enjoy all of that. Cheers. Also, Cody saying, hey Engineer, just wanted to say your videos have got me back into Warframe finally. Cheers. Well, I'm glad it has, my dude. I'm glad you're enjoying the game once again. Welcome in on in. Oh. Cheersy cheers. Is Stynax a candidate for longest grind? Having a fixed real-time wait seems to make him new king of time-consuming grind. Yes, no, no, yes, no. So here's the thing. The only reason that Stynax takes so long to get is because I'm choosing to let it take so long. It is a choice that I obviously want to make, but it's because I'm choosing. Because you see, what I could do is I could skip out the Archon shards, and if I skipped out the Archon shard just this week, actually even last week, one shard, I could have already bought all Stynax bits. If you then skip a further couple shards, you'd be able to get the whole set straight there and then. Because 3 shards is the same price as the entire Stynax set. But because I keep on going for those shards, I'm putting off the actual farm for Stynax. So Stynax actually is just 3 runs of Kahl's missions to get to the tiers. I think this is tier 3, or it might be tier 4. No, you start at rank 1, so yeah, it's going to be 3. Because I'm fairly certain the other stuff is rank 5. So just 3 runs of Kahl's missions will be enough, but if you choose to instead buy the mods rather than trade for them, or if you choose to get weapons and whatnot, then you're putting off the farm. You are farming other things rather than farming Stynax. There is that turnaround that you have to wait, but that's the same with Mesa. You have to wait for the keys to become available. It is the same with Caliban. You have to wait for the parts to become available. I think that's how it works for him, yeah. So there are other frames you have to wait for the access to as well. Also, cheers. You'll be happy we got a free copy of him when he came out. Yeah, if we didn't get a free one when he came out, people would have seen the grind for that and gone, what the f is this? Even people who missed that are now going to be looking at the grind, as it were, to get Stynax. So look at that stuff like, that trade-off hurts. And in truth, it does, yeah. By that point, they'll just have to look at the Archon shards and go, oh, I guess I'll get fewer of them if I want Stynax now. Especially when you'll be farming Stynax twice. Once for personal use and once for helmet use. So it's a bit of a long one, it is. It basically says, give up on some Archon shards, by the way you can't get them any other way, which is a bit rough. It's a bit rough. But the actual amount of gameplay you have to do if you are specifically farming Stynax isn't as much. And when I did the whole longest frame to farm measurements, that was based on specific farming. So I didn't look at the resource grinds. I didn't look at standing grinds, which are secondary things. I didn't look at the acquisition of keys. Granted, I probably should have, given that those keys are consumables. But I didn't look into those bits. I looked into the actual farm of the frame parts themselves. It does mean that the times for Sarin, Mesa, and Trinity are a bit inaccurate, because it assumes you've just gathered enough resources to access their missions. For Sarin and Trinity, you probably have. For Mesa, you do have to go out if you wait for it. You have to... Where is it? Here, invasions. You have to do that kind of thing to get yourself the Mutalis coordinates, so that was an inaccuracy on my part. But yeah. The longest frame to farm video, I purely focused on actually farming the frames. Because otherwise you could say, well, actually, Jaya and Styanax are the longest to farm because you have to go through all of these other missions first and all these other quests and whatnot, and then you get to the Zaraman and then you can farm it. You could make an argument that way. And likewise, you could argue, well, if you get rid of the whole idea of trading in platinum, then farming for Vaulted Prime frames takes the longest because you have to wait for that to become available. It gets ridiculous if you start including these non-farm farms. If you include every bit of time, because then technically, what you have to do is see how long it takes for a human being to be capable enough to play Warframe to the level to actually acquire these frames. Then you could say how long it takes to farm a Warframe. Like, what's the youngest a person can actually play Warframe to a high enough level to acquire these frames? That is how long it takes to farm a Warframe. Because you have to be born first and learn how a computer works. You see, it gets a bit ridiculous. You can take these things easily to the extreme, but the farm for Styanax isn't that much. It's the fact that we have to choose not to get other stuff in the process. Farm includes how long it takes for a newborn to learn to use console PC. See, now, if we're just going by newborn, I mean, you spent 9 months already being formed. Like, your cells growing, right? I mean, and if someone gets to Warframe later, they say, but I didn't know the game existed before. Well, that's a skill issue, really, isn't it? Like, oh, what? You didn't know how to use Google to find out that Warframe existed? Well, it just shows how slow you are at farming Warframe. Like, don't even care to open up the warframe.com website. That's on you. Yeah. We could take it to absolute extremes. That's why I narrowed down all considerations of how long things take to farm under the assumptions that the stuff that isn't directly farming the frame, but is just part of playing the game, you count differently. I'm a human, that's going to sound bad without context? Yeah. That's very Matrix. Or worse. And it does get worse than the Matrix. Alright, I think it's enough sus moments. We've gone through the majority of what I wanted to do today. We've gone and done the Sortie, we've done the Archon hunt, we've done the Kahl mission. We have smashed our way through all of that, nearly dying in the process multiple times over, but we're okay. We got there. So, I think to wrap it up, what we're going to do, chat, is we're going to fall back on Old Faithful. We're going to do ourselves some of those lovely Void Fishers. And hello, Moist George, with a username that is probably going to upset some people, but I ain't got a problem with the word moist. Moist George, thank you very much for subscribing with your Prime. Welcome to the channel, my dude. Cheers on that. Enjoy your lovely blue badge, your emotes, your access to the Supporter Tea Lounge on my Discord. Pop on over there if you're not already, with your accounts connected up, of course. And you also have now ad-free viewing, which is always nice. Always nice. I don't run ads during my stream, except if I have to go away from the stream for any moment. But there are still pre-rolls, so you'll be able to skip past those now. Alright, yep, so we're going to get on to some Void Fishers. And, oh, would you look at that. We've got an Exterminate on Steel Path, which is always a good pickup. So, yeah, we're going to do the Exterminate Steel Path Fisher. If you want to be on that, send me a message in game, the Engineer. I'll bring you into the squad, and we'll take it from there. Which will say, yeah, man, you're a Warframe rockstar, brother. Thank you. Really appreciate that. Glad you appreciate the channel. Or channels, I suppose. YouTube and Twitch are separate. Korokop saying, is that a British thing? I'm too continental to understand. I have no idea what you're about there, Korokop. Not sure what you lost on there. But you got me lost where you're lost. I said, oh, faithfully you expected disruption? Ah, nah. I want to go into the Void Fishers. So yeah, first 3 people. Don't matter what your mastery rank is, so long as you got relics and access to Steel Path, let's smash through some Void Fishers. We got the Exterminator. It's begging for us to open it up on there. And I'm just going to switch over my screen so you can see the reward overlay that pops up as well. Let me just do that. There we go. You won't see anything just yet, but yeah. You'll see the reward overlay that pops up so we can decide what are the right things to pick. And yeah, Korokop, we would rotate if other people message first, but they're not messaging first, so you get to join in. There we go. So we got Eliu, Korokop, and... Alright, your name just left my head instantly. Rickert, there we are. Let's do that. Outbreaks, yeah, that'll be fine. Well, actually not on your PC. Eagerly await crossplay. There. I mean, we have got Xbox crossplay going on. And absolutely not using it right now, but there you are. Alright then, recommending relics to me. What ones does it say I should bring? It's saying K5 is a good pickup. Okay. K5 is a good pickup. Well, I can see why that's the case. Mirage and Banshee? Sure, let's do it. Let's do it. In fact, how many... Oh, I've got a lot of Void Traces. Let's upgrade it. If it's that valuable, let's upgrade it. Yeah. Let's go. Hope to get that kind of relic stash one day. Wow, if you play the game for thousands of hours across multiple years, it kind of picks up, yeah. It kind of picks up, absolutely. I don't have relics for everything, but I have enough relics to get me anything. Think of it that way. Your personal game PC melted during pandemic, did it? Oh, Meg. Ooh, nice. That's not nice. I actually had the same happen. August 2020. My PC that I was using for making videos, I was going to start streaming at the start of August. And just the day before the first stream, boom.
And you may yet avoid
My graphics card blew a hole in itself. A capacitor, something must have blown on it. And it just... Up. There was now a hole in the graphics card, a charred hole where once there was not. That was not good, because I was also working from home at my day job at the time, which they were not the most sympathetic about. They're like, well, I mean, still got to work. I'm like, ah. That was not great. They supplied me with a work laptop, but a work laptop does not compare to a proper desktop. It just doesn't. When I get so used to something on this caliber, to then have a work laptop, the quality they were handing out, no, I needed my PC back ASAP. And so I got the one I've got now, which is a significant upgrade over the old one as well. So that's nice. And it's done me good for the last couple of years since. You might get yourself a proper machine. I mean, if you can afford it and want it, go for it. Your choice on the pickup there, of course. Ah, that enemy will below me. Oh, well, he's dead. Oh, don't tell me we gotta go back for one. No, I'm not going back. I refuse. I refuse. Instead, I'm gonna just park myself over here and let everyone know that if you come through this tile, if you have ever come through this tile, and you all recognize, if you're a Warframe player, you recognize this tile, it's been here. This Curia has been here the entire time. Yep. Always there. If you haven't scanned it before, you missed it bajillions of times. It's always there. Alright, let's get the rest of these enemies killed, shall we? I think that one is probably the most... No, second most visible Curia of them all, I'd say. Second most visible of them all. And apparently you're dying. Let me... I'd fix that and you revive yourself. Okay. If you're looking to get mods, Australian, you're probably best to pop on over to warframe.market. There you'll be able to do some trading. Warframe.market. It's a great website.
The enemy is broken. Well done. Now get to extraction.
Oh, hey, Ribbon's liver. Nice. Just gonna keep zapping until this thing decides to stop being alive. There we go. This build is built for not Corpus, so they are going to be more resistant to it, but they still die. Oh, let's see, we draw. Say, hey, Mr. Engineer, hope today as well. I'm building. Sorry, biding my time until I go into my first day of work next week, so I've been obsessed with Terraria. Oh, fair do. Fair do. Yeah, Terraria's a great game. We're done here. Alright, let's see what we got. What we got. Overlay says, most valuable thing is the Abolto Prime Barrel. Okay, fair enough. 45 ducats, same as these, but that one has an average value of 7 rather than 6. And it's vaulted, so sure, I'll take that. Easy peasy.
It is done.
Easy peasy. Hey, Engineer, didn't I hear that can get you banned? An overlay? An overlay? My god, isn't that the most illegal thing in the world? No, no it's not. Once you use Helios for free scans, but you can only revive 2 times. I mean, where are you taking him that he's dying so easily? For starters. Are overlays bad? No. Just having an overlay that reads the API that's created and goes, yep, this is what you saw. That's not a problem. You can check DE's third-party policy and their rules generally to get a check up on that, but no. You think you missed a joke? Ah, then you probably missed the video and ensuing discussion from the YouTube comments on Warframe. Check it out on the channel. Check it out. Nope. Like, you'll be back in just a sec there, but yeah, if you post something that looks like a link, my chat bot assumes that you're a chat bot if you do that. So make sure you get permission to post links. Even if it's a pseudo link, Twitch turns it into a link and then my bot goes, no, dead. You'll be back in 30 seconds though. Alright, obviously it's still saying K5 is best because the prices don't change that quickly, so let's just keep going on this one. I mean, it gave us the most valuable reward on the first run. Why not on this run? Why not on this one? There we are. So we got D1 Radiant, P6 Radiant, G5 Intact, and a K5 Radiant. Lovely. Fingers crossed we get some good loot. You remember D posting a list of useful sites? Ooh, I don't remember such a list. D have been pretty clear that they won't endorse third-party stuff. Third-party programs, they've made very clear on that.
Their rage is vehement, their focus impressive.
Ah.
Give them all warriors death.
No. I said back. There we go. That moment when the corpus nearly dies, but they become corrupted and get full health again. Bruh. I got you dead. Stop trying. I'll just use Archon Eye and discovered absolutely nothing. How was that slight that pulse and distant wail you heard? Archon Eye. So I'm not going to use it then for a bit. We'll travel further through the mission and then I'll use it. We'll find something else later.
The relic has been crafted.
Do I post my builds anywhere? Amprex seems to be having a much easier time with Steel Path than yours. Well, I don't post builds outside of videos normally. However, you can use the Warframe Arsenal overlay, which is on your Twitch screen right now. If you just tap onto the yellow button, you should be able to see if you're on desktop. Don't know if it works fully on mobile, but on desktop it does. You'll be able to see what weapons I've equipped and what builds I'm using. And I'll give you what you're looking for. Yeah, I don't make a habit of posting my builds until I'm satisfied with them for full video release. just as a matter of course, I don't want to be putting out stuff which hasn't been fully optimized. As much as this Amprex works, I haven't taken the time to be certain it is the best build I can put together for it. Alright, I think we've gone far enough. Let's use the support now. Because whilst it's on a cooldown, it's not on a shared cooldown. However, I also found nothing. That we can leave.
Another successful mission.
Shoot, right on out of here. And just aim light to a finish. Beautiful. Man, that looked like my clone for a second. In case anyone was wondering why Warframe is so beloved, just look at that kind of stuff right there. Okay, Bolto Prime Barrel. I guess we'll take another one of those. Yeah, it is the best option out of all of these. The one downside of picking up the most valuable pick each time is that you end up with lopsided items. If you don't complete sets, you're then selling the individual items, which I find more annoying than trading sets. But that's a personal preference on this kind of thing. Been curious about how punch through works on weapons with branching beams. If I recall correctly, it's been a while since I checked this, so D might have intentionally or otherwise made a change since. You never know. But last I recall, punch through on a beam at chains like the Amprex here, what it does is it allows the chains to happen off the first target, and then if you hit another target, that one can also chain too. But I don't know how consistent that is. I don't know if that's still the case, but that's what it was last time I checked a while ago for the Amprex. So punch through basically made it where I would chain to even more enemies, on top of being able to shoot through small obstacles, and that can just get crazy. Alright, let's upgrade another K5. I'll just make 3 of the K5s, and then I'll mix up with another Archon. Electroframe also shows where you'll be completing or adding to a set. Absolutely, yeah. Electroframe has a lot of quality of life stuff built into it, which makes inventory management so easy. Really, really does. Honestly, it's a wonderful app. Cyclone seems to only branch once. Well, that one branched twice already. Might be thinking of something else. It is hard to verify these things. It'd be great if the game told you somewhere, but yeah, we just have to find out all this stuff experimentally. Decode stuff to do stuff, so they know how it works, or at least the person who creates it should know how it works. But then that information is occasionally passed along to us. Occasionally. And testing it can be a right pain in the ass. Especially with something like the Amprex, which chains off the dead bodies. If you kill the one you're shooting at, you'll still be chaining off it. And likewise, it doesn't chain 2 dead bodies. So once you kill one target with the chain beam, the chain will then connect to a different target if there's one in range. All that happening so quickly makes for a lot of things on screen at once, and that can be a problem. Okay, that's just flying away. Didn't know about the chain off bodies things? Oh yeah. Watch this, watch. If I keep shooting that, you saw it shot the drone. There's not enough enemies nearby to continue demonstrating that, but give us a sec. If I go ahead of the group a little bit. So as I'm shooting this, you see it's still damaging the others nearby. Or it was whilst there was other nearby to shoot. I'm still shooting at the body there. That's part of what makes the Amprex so powerful, because you're not constantly changing your target, because it's changing it for you. You don't have to immediately realise when an enemy has been killed. You can just chain over to the next one anyway. That's pretty damn spicy. That is pretty damn spicy. The Amprex is pretty close to being AoE in how it operates as a result. Because basically it has a target, a point of origin as it were, and then a radius in which it has an effect. It's just that it doesn't scale with the number of enemies in said radius, whereas radial attacks do. It'd be like if your Kuba Brahma could only hit a maximum of, say, 4 enemies at once. And pick those either on proximity or randomness or whatever. Same kind of vibe.
The enemy is broken. Well done. Now get to extraction.
There is a lot of stuff happening in this room. Gonna focus on the Xmas units because they can give out ribbon slivers, that's always nice. The others we can ignore. And, ooh, hello, hello. Is that Mesa piece going to be worth plenty? Well, it's the best one on there, actually. We'll just take it. And in case anyone was wondering how is Warframe able to get a sponsorship, that bit you saw in the bottom right just then, that was how. Yes, it has got ads in it. I remember some people asking on the videos, like, how can an app get a sponsorship? Like, by reading the FAQs, you could learn that, but sure. Alrighty then. Ladybug saying it's not quite AoE, similar to how the Cedo is not quite AoE. No, I would say the Cedo is not AoE, no. The Cedo is a shotgun. It fires pellets. Pellets have spread, and you can give punch through on those pellets, sure. But it's not AoE. The AoE aspect of it,
hello,
which I'll come back to in just a second there, because Cosmo, resubscribing now onto 8 months. Cosmo, thank you very, very much on that. I appreciate that. In fact, you know what's better than a sip of water for an 8-month resub? How about another cup of tea that I just received magically? That is very, very hot. You know what a sip of water it is? A sip of water sounds absolutely fine. There we are. Oh, that was exceedingly hot. I did not realise quite how fresh that was. Let me just pop that one there, pop it here, and put the old mug in the other spot. There we are. Magic. Magic all round. Magic tea sounds like great tea. I mean, all tea is magic, so, you know, there you are. In fact, you could say it's almighty. All of my tea? No, please don't leave. I'm sorry. So yeah, the Cedo does have a radial attack, but that's not its damage. So it's not an AoE weapon. It's not. Alright, let's mix it up. Let's go for... I don't use the Fenwar anywhere near enough. Especially when I've got Zarta's Whisper on here. Let's bring the Fenwar next. You don't know if that pun made you happy or upset. That's the sign of a good pun. If you're not dying over it, but just kind of going, oh, then we're probably in a good spot. Probably in a good spot. Alright, let's see. We've done enough K5s. Let me switch it up. Let's go for the B4. What's the B4 relic when we're at home? Boltor, Nyx, Rhino. Ooh, that is some shiny stuff there, isn't it? Yeah, absolutely. All these just valuable relics I'm just sat on. It's like, yeah, even if you don't upgrade it, it's still an average of 11 platinum. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's yeah. What's to pick next to Iron Staff? So that is the symbol for Zarta's Whisper, as I put Zarta's Whisper over Iron Staff on Wukong. That's what happens there. Ladybug, the alt-fire Cedo is saying will delete a bunch of fodder enemies in the room. Not at a high level, I'd say, no. Like, sure, on the star chart, perhaps, but that's the same as comparing Eurali's Aquablades without an orb in there going, look, it killed the guys on Saturn. It's like, well, yeah, that's because breathing on the guys on Saturn will kill them. Can you copy my colours in Wukong? I mean, my Wukong is basically the default colours, but saturated a bit more. That's all I've done with him. I'll be quite honest with you. There's nothing really fancy going on there. Trying to get those headshots. Emphasis on try. Not gonna land those ones. The oh, hello. That's an unusual find. Where did that get spotted? I'll take it, but damn, okay. Someone went hunting. We all here? Nope, one person left. Oh, instinct? Ah, of course. That duration? I mean, it's by design, yeah. This is my go-to any mission Wukong, and it's designed to be able to go through an entire spy mission without picking up any energy. That is innate to the design of this one.
That's it.
So yeah, my Zarta's Whisper, it just keeps going.
Take a look inside.
Oh, that's friendly. Cannot kill the Avara. Much as my gun might try. How is it? Enemies up there. There we are. Come on, headshots. There we go. That was the multi-shot headshots we're looking for. Now we got the Gatling gun. Oh, I like. I got zoned out. Yeah, that's enough wasted bullets on that. I'm gonna go upstairs. What we got up here? A bunch of dead corpses, that's what we got up here. I'm still surprised that this whole Zarta's Whisper thing has been left in the game for so long. Like, it definitely feels like a bug, but yeah. Like, there's no way this was intended. No way this was an intended way of using this gun. Oh wow, that was a bit spicy up there. Crikey. Found it, the best arch gun. It is very nice to use. It's just getting that headshot charge in the first place. Solo, not a problem. If you head to the group, not a problem. Split up, not a problem. If people are bundling up together, then it's kind of slightly a problem. I suppose I'll take the Mincondi Prime Chain, but I don't have any of that. It's only 4 plat, but I'll take it.
Your will was greater. This is good.
You see build on Wukong? Yeah, if you tap onto your screen, you should be able to see the Warframe Arsenal overlay. It's a yellow icon, or next to username apparently on Twitch Mobile. And you'll be able to see the build of everything I'm using. However, as we're just coming out of a mission, I can also show you it now. But that's how you can see all of my builds at any time throughout the stream. What's not the intended way to use the Fenmore? So to combine it with Zarta's Whisper is what I imagine. Because what happens on the Fenmore, we got this evolution here. 50% chance to deal 2000% damage on non-critical hits, and that is multiplicative. It says plus, but it's actually multiplicative, so your damage increases to 21 times what it normally would be, which is huge already. Then along comes this strange ability, Zarta's Whisper. My Zarta's Whisper will give me a 33% damage bonus. What you would normally expect is that on a gun like this, it would just stack with everything else going on, so this will be a 33% bonus to the damage there that you are normally having. Like, hey, there we go, with 33% stronger. But that is not what happens. Emissivity saying your Fem will double dip Zarta's Whisper, and that's not what happens either. No, Emissivity, it's not that. The Fenmore does not double dip on Zarta's Whisper. Zarta's Whisper double dips the Fenmore. And that is far more terrifying. Because it means that on half of all the on all of the shots, we're getting 33% of the damage we're dealing is copied into the Zarta's Whisper. It hits as a second hit. All of the shots get that 33% modifier. Now you got to remember, half of our shots are dealing 21 times normal damage. So 33%, 21 times, that's around about 7 times normal damage. Okay? But because that separate hit from Zarta's Whisper is itself a new hit, for some reason it reprocs this. So half the time, those 7 times shots, which are already half of the time, instead of dealing 7 times, they now deal 7 times 21, which is what? Is that 147 damage? Yeah, 147. So half the time, I've got let's see, yeah, half the time I've got basic damage going out 1 times. A quarter of the time I've got 7 times damage on top of the 21 times damage for a total of 28. So 1.3 and 28, and then a quarter of the time it's actually going even further up to 100 and something odd. 142, I think I said. 147. A lot. You add that all together, the total scaling is absolutely ridiculously strong. It's crazy. And I'm fairly certain that's not supposed to happen. But yeah. Where can you get the Fenmore? You can get the Fenmore from completing the Angels of Zariman and then ranking up with the Holdfasts. You'll be able to get it from the shop at Cavallero. And that is probably a lot of words you know nothing about at this point, so just start with complete the quest Angels of Zariman. Also, someone asked about my Wukong build, so there you are. There's your Wukong build. Or my Wukong build that is now about to become yours, I'm sure. All of the duration, none of the range, a little bit of token strength in there. If I put some more Former into this, I could absolutely switch that out for Umbral Intensify to take that even further. But yeah, that's the build. It works. And got the Rolling Garden adaptation just for kind of general tank, because this is an all-rounder build, so it allows me to jump into spy missions with all the energy I need. It allows me to not get knocked around. Allows me to have the duration, allows me to have the strength, allows me to tank if needs be. Because Defy doesn't care about range. Options all around. What's the mod build on the Fenmore? Well, the Fenmore, I actually have a video on that one in full. So if you check it out over on YouTube, Fenmore the Engineer, you'll see not just the build, you'll see the full details on it there, because you want to understand a lot. Absolutely have a look at that one there. He's saying, so you're an Engerer Tenno, right? I have no idea what that's supposed to mean. Returning player, do you know where to find Tellurium? Yes, Archwing missions or anything where an Archwing is required. So, submersible missions. So you can get Tellurium from every mission here, because they're all submersible. You'll see the Archwing icon next to the word capture. And then in actual Archwing missions as well. There you go. Ah. So yeah, it all works pretty darn well, this setup. You don't really need to think, you just shoot in the general direction. The only downside to the Fenmore is that the crazy mode is locked behind headshots. If your teammates are using AoE weapons, you might struggle to get that, because they might kill faster than you can. You need to aim at the head, they need to aim at the wall somewhere within the vicinity of the enemies. Bit of a difference. Also, there's the hydrate I almost missed. Anyone having issues logging onto Warframe? No. Not here. Alright, we are getting close to the end of the stream. We're going to do one more Relic run. Whilst we get into this one, I think it's a good time to remind you all, we have got the Platinum giveaway running, as is standard on the channel, on a Warframe stream. So, if you want to be in it for a chance to win that Platinum, you need to make sure you type in !ticket into the chat. It doesn't matter if you're subscribed or not, it doesn't matter even if you're following, but if you're trying to win a giveaway and you're not following, bruh, come on. Come on. But it doesn't matter either way on that. !ticket opens all 4 platforms, so it doesn't matter if you're PC, Xbox, PlayStation or Switch, you can join in. I'll be giving it to one person called out at the end of the stream. If you do have to walk away from the stream, it is fine. I'll send the winner a message. You just got 24 hours to reply on that one. I'm not one of those streamers who'll say, ooh, you're not here right this second. You got a life. Sometimes you're making yourself a new cup of tea. That's fine. I appreciate that. Alright, Baltor Relic. Let's get this one. Let's nail this last Relic run of the day, shall we? Before we do the giveaway there. Fingers crossed we get something spicy. What's that pop-up I have? So that is a Warframe, Tony. If you check out on my channel, Frame, you just search YouTube for Frame the Kengineer. You'll see a guide on the whole application. It's been given a facelift very recently, so the actual appearance has changed. Modernized, I think they phrased it. But yeah, check it out, because it is a very useful app to have. People saying, did have some lovely tea today. Apple black tea bought recently. Oh, fair do. Warframe doesn't ban you for a mod? Oh, that's not a mod, it's an overlay. There's a very, 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 very big difference. Yes, those varies were necessary. I wasn't being facetious there. So, with an overlay, it is maybe taking a screenshot of the game, it is just understanding what is happening in the game, nothing more than that. And then it does everything else external. It doesn't input to the game, it only reads what the game is telling you already, and then does something with that information. A mod, however, changes the game. A mod will interact with the game to allow you to do things a player normally could not.
You open the relic. Finish your mission and we'll take a look inside.
So that is the big difference there. An overlay is fine. An overlay that says, hey, this is the most valuable relic according to current market rates. Bring this relic. That's fine. But if you instead had something that said, hey, use this application, it allows you to bring more relics than you should be able to, then no, that would instantly be banned. Information ain't cheating, cheating is cheating. And that's what the ban's cheating. I'm not going all the way back there. Why is there so much stuff scanned? Who hasn't been scanning things? Oh, is it me? It might be me on these. I usually don't scan these things. It's me. Never mind. My bad, guys. I'm the reason they're spawning. Why is there two? Is there two? Where's the other one? There's not two things in there, you little... This game. This game, eh? This game. Let's catch up with the rest of the crew. This way. And something in here. Hey, we've got a sculpture. Nice. Oh, 2 markers because 2 people activated Archon. Ah, I get you. I get you. That makes sense. Silly that happens, but that makes sense. Tiny saying, always thought a Twitch add-on let viewers inspect the builds of current loadout would be good. That exists. It's actually already on this stream right now, Tiny. Already here. You should be able to bounce over the stream and see a yellow icon. That's it. That's a Warframe arsenal. That shows you exactly what I'm using. It shows you the mods on that. It'll even show you for things like the heavy weapon. I'm not going 400 meters for the one enemy hidden behind.
Now get to extraction.
Glad you managed to catch the end of the stream after your bass lesson. Oh, fair dude. Welcome back, Eddie. I think it's still your music request we got. And let's see what we got here. We've got 2 plat, 2 plat, 3 plat, 7 plat. That's an easy pick. That's an easy pick. I don't have the other bits for the Anchor, so I already have the Prime Blueprint. But I'm not getting these for me. I'm getting these for trading, so, you know, that works.
Well. Good dance, all.
For mastery, does selling a 30 max weapon still count the mastery? Yes. If you have mastered a weapon, if you've leveled anything, weapon, warframe, necromech, or otherwise, that mastery is permanent. You cannot lose it ever. So if you sell the weapon, you're fine. You still have the mastery. You've got rid of the weapon, you've got rid of any upgrades it had, like if you put in any Former or Archon Catalyst, that's gone. But you're still otherwise fine. So, like, if I go through into here, you see, for example, if I scroll down on the Warframes, I've mastered every Warframe I can. Zephyr, Wukong, Vorburn, Saren, Titania, Trinity, Valkyr, all of these base frames, I've got rid of them since. The points are still secured. Just make sure you do fully finish leveling something before you get rid of it. Level 30 for most stuff. I was saying double work, Ken's still streaming. We're about wrapping up, unfortunately, for Anuva. You know the timing. I know the timing. We were just finishing off that last one. Eliu, Karakop, Rika, thank you very much for joining in on the Relic Fishers. Hope you enjoy your loot. Hope you enjoy the loot. How many hours have I got in the game? Ooh, well, that's an interesting question. Because I don't play through Steam, I don't know how long I've had the game open. So it won't count things like just in the arsenal doing stuff there. It certainly doesn't count researching things on the wiki, writing programs for analysing bits and pieces. My mission time, however, 1,696 hours. Which is lower than a lot of people, but also higher than a lot of people. Alright, guys. Alright, all y'all. I think that is about enough time waiting on the plat raffle. If you've not grabbed yourself a ticket yet, well, you've got as long as it takes me to find the close giveaway button. Literally, that's how long you've got. So, grab it right now. Unless you've already grabbed it, in which case, don't spam the bot. Gorokop, come on. You may well do, Addy. You may well do. There's the button. Giveaway closed. Alrighty then. So let's see. Today, on this fresh, brand new week, here we are, 9th of November. The winner today of the Platinum giveaway is going to be Trekkie. Trekkie21. Congratulations, Trekkie. Seen you around a few times, and now you are a winner of the Platinum giveaway. I'll be contacting you here on Twitch in just a few minutes after the end of the stream. We'll get a hold of your Warframe username and platform. But congratulations there, Trekkie. I hope you spend it well. Yeah, call it rigged. GG's indeed there, Trekkie, and thank you very much everyone else joining in as well. Double thank you as well, Cosmo, Moist George, Cody Gray 3D for the subscription today. I really do appreciate that, you guys. And Zom. I remember the Bapanada. I remember that. It's you guys who definitely help the channel continue going. Like, let's be honest, we all know the ad revenue on Twitch is shit. It's you guys that help me keep going. But on that note, I think it's time that we return the favour. We got raided earlier today. Now we're raiding on over to someone else. Let's see. Where can we go today? Where can we go today in terms of a raid? Who have we not raided recently? Who do we want to raid? What can we do? Where can we go? Kodama? Let's have a look. Let's see. Kodama. Yeah, I see them there. Newbie friendly. Can I hit MR26 today? That's an option. We could off down to there. Chevy raid. Didn't we do Chevy recently? No, we did. I swear we did Chevy the other day. Oh, let me check here. Yeah, we did Chevy just 3 days ago. That was the last raid we did. We can't do Chevy twice in a row. We gotta spread the love around. No. Well, if that's the options we're going to be suggesting, Kodama is. If that's the options we're suggesting, Kodama takes it. Let's see what they're up to today. As I say, they're just on newbie friendly. They're playing around with some Ash Prime. Why not? Let's see some Ash Prime in action, shall we? Let's raid on over to Kodama. As I say, thank you very much, everyone, for joining on today's stream. On Friday, we will, of course, have a variety stream. I'll put the poll up for that in Supporter Tea Lounge later this evening, guys. I know I've not put that out just yet, but it'll be there shortly. And otherwise, if you're looking for just Warframe, I'll see you again on Sunday. That's all from me, guys. Catch you later. Yes, I'll hydrate, ID.